place, out of mind like all the time. There's nothing else that feels like it's meant for me, but I've got a sweet escape. On the bright light, illuminate my face. On the bright light, they're shining down on us. On the bright light, illuminate your face. On the bright light, that's when I come alive. Baby, take me higher. I wanna see the whole sky. See the galaxy's reflection in your eyes. There's nothing that compares to this energy. I've got a sweet escape. On the bright light, illuminate my face. On the bright light, they're shining down on us. On the bright light, illuminate your face. On the bright light, that's when I come
He puts it in! 0 seconds remaining! He seems to be playing hard for it. Oh my goodness! Rudy, what is this?
Doesn't get the touch he's looking for. Kato, he's got the oh, he gets the flick and he gets it through. He's gonna get the shot. He's gonna put it in. Back to back. Backward. Can he find the touch? He's gonna put the shot on the net.
High off the backboard here. Opportunity. Here comes the shot.
Hold on. Surely this can't. Oh my lord!
Go with the shot. It's gonna go in.
Open thing on the goal line. He did nearly all sweep. It comes through. The Venom, the improbable, the impossible, the 4-time champions.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Nemesis Gaming League, where the grind continues. We have some awesome matchups coming for you today, but we're going to start out in the Challenger League. But before I dive into that, I do want to say thank you to Tizzy for the subscription on Twitch, and I want to introduce Ventus, my co-caster. Ventus, how are you, buddy?
No, I'm doing fantastic. I'm super excited for these matchups. I mean, we have some great semifinals matchups on the docket today, and I mean, even one of them just a little bit later is going to be yours truly on the pitch once again. So we'll see what happens with that later. Stay tuned for that one. But this is such a great matchup. You have a little bit of a rivalry, kind of a little bit of banter going between Nervebot and Ford. Especially, you can already see it in the pregame lobby. Hopefully, you guys can't. But yeah, it's just a really, really interesting like series. It's gonna be cool. People are gonna be taking sides. I know it kind of splits down that server that those guys are in, that their friend group is in. So they're kind of picking which sides and choosing. And we see that in the channel predictions. We have a lot of channel points being predicted on this matchup, and so I think it'll be really interesting, and I'm super excited for this one.
I'm excited as well. So both of these teams have been dominant in their Challenger League so far. We have Dissolve, the number 1 seed, who went 15-3, and then we have Venom, the number 4 seed, who went 12-6. They have played phenomenal all season long. It is a matchup of two great teams coming in, and it's going to be tough for me because last week I saw Fort and Nervebot both, again, they're on opposite teams, but they were going crazy in their individual lobbies. They played phenomenal. So it's going to be a high-flying, high-octane matchup, Ventus. Who do you think is going to come out on top?
It's hard for me to decide. I think that the individuality of Nervebot and him just being able to triple and quadruple reset is going to be a game changer, but I think that it's going to be Venom. I think they're going to be able to take it out. I think between Yukio and Fort, them two having the team chemistry of the last 3 or 2 seasons, they were able to win a chip together, or get very close to it. And I think that between those two, I think that the chemistry is going to reign supreme. I think that even with how individually good Nervebot is, I think in a team setting he can kind of lack there sometimes, and kind of rotating around his team, and just being a member and contributor to a team setting. So I think that might stunt this Dissolve team a little bit, and so that's why I think Venom's gonna take it. I'll say 7 though. I think this is gonna be a really close match.
In 7, it is a best of 7, ladies and gentlemen. So it will be a long series. Hopefully, at least 4 games will be played. Hopefully, we do get to that game 7, but we're in game number 1 right now. And so far, we've seen a lot of pressure back and forth coming from these teams, but neither one has had a lot of consistent pressure. A lot of quick counterattacks, just trying to poke and prod at the net, as we see here. No one really has control, but there are a little bit of nerves, as we see. We see some side flips coming out from Nervebot already, and it will be interesting to see which team comes out on top. Nervebot, who's been so dominant, but with Yukio and Dachirat connecting like this early, it's going to be tough for them to overcome.
Yeah, it's just a great play. Good cut in the midfield from Yukio. Good turn from Dachirat. Even though he's 0 boost, gets a free shot. Places it perfectly, by the way. Top right corner. And it just looks like a little bit of miscommunication with that Dissolve team. You see Nervebot and Red Jr. both flipping upfield, not going to be able to even put a hand up on that cut in rotation. And, it's just one of those things where it's like the team isn't on the same page. And I talked about that a little bit before. Just Dissolved, maybe not the best team-wise. They are very good all individual players, but that's what I think separates them, is I think Venom can really operate as a team. They can cut for each other. They can play and force for each other, and so I think that's going to be something we have to look for. The rest of this game is Yukio almost gets a shot on target, but a great save there from Obamba.
Yeah, Mobamba looking great on defense. We're going to need to see all of these players on the side of Dissolved come out massive individually and try to get something going with each other. We can already see Yukio and Fort trying to get some plays going. Yukio going for a bump, but Fort gets 50'd out of the way. So we're going to need to see a strong performance individually from this Dissolved team and a strong performance from this Venom team as a team. I think that will largely determine who comes out on top. And oftentimes, like you said, plays like that won't work individually. Mobamba is not having a strong series so far.
Yeah, and that's just so unfortunate. The bounce is a little awkward. I don't know why he really was going for the touch there. We see the nice shot given to Mobamba, maybe trying to catch some mental warfare early in this series, get him down. As another kickoff mistake comes out from Dissolve this time again, and Red Jr. not going for kickoff, kind of messing up his flip. Yukio taking full advantage, and I mean, it looked close in the beginning, but 2 massive mistakes have put Venom in the lead, and Dissolve gonna have to be able to recover and come back. There, it is a very long series, and hopefully the mental can stay strong, as that was a great pass there from Obamba. But it's gonna be it's all up to these individual players. Can they keep the mental intact? Can they kind of shake off the nerves, shake off the mistakes, and continue and improve? That's really going to be how Dissolved are going to be able to come back, because they have the individuality, they have the great individual players, but if those players start to falter, then it could go downhill real quick.
Absolutely, you can. And these players did come up huge. They did reschedule a match to get us on at 7 o'clock, so thank you to them. But they do need to lock in. Everyone agreed to it. Clearly, that's why they're here. So they're gonna have to lock in now. And maybe they weren't ready for it just yet. But matches are being played, and it looks like Venom is here to play. Dissolve need to wake up.
Yeah, it's a great shot there from Thatcherat. It looked like a little bit of a pinch almost coming out from Thatcherat and Fort. Um, but, you know, it's just the misrotations. You just see the Dissolve not really trusting each other, kind of playing super hesitant, and they're playing a lot slower because of it. And another shot off the kickoff, and absolute domination in game number 1 for Venom is another kickoff mistake coming out. And then Mobamba not able to get the save. It was a pretty good shot, all things considered, from Yukio, but definitely one that could be a savable shot. And some more mental warfare coming out for the side of Venom, just trying to rile up this Dissolve squad, maybe try to get them to make more mistakes. And, you know, this might be one where they have to mentally reset, maybe get one for the road, just try to, you know, take what they can from this series, don't concede anymore, you know, get some offense going. But Nervbot had a shot option, but it was not able to put that one on target off the bump. And this one might just float in as Red Jr. has to go back and make a save, but you kind of want to just stop the bleeding, kind of reset for the next game. And, I mean, unfortunately, it's not going to happen with that. You're all over the pitch.
Venom has sunk their fangs in, and they've sunk them in early and quickly. 6 goals with a minute and a half remaining in a 5-minute regulation game. Dissolved really need to get one for the road, but once they put one on the board, if they put one on the board, we might be on risk for headed down south. We could be on Brazil watch if we get another goal coming out from Venom. But that doesn't matter now. Yukio now taking it back to himself. Nervbot does get a beat on it, looking for a sidewall read off the corner, and he gets it! Nervbot has showed up in this lobby, but as he scored, we're headed down south. We're in Central America right now, baby.
Yeah, Nervbot, such a great shot. And I mean, individually, he's so good. He can turn, like, options out of anything. A great read there, good shot on target, close post, which is even more difficult to save from the Venom roster. But you gotta think maybe they're just setting it up as a miss coming through, and we might be heading down south even farther. But it looks like Red Jr. gonna hold on just for a minute. The water is starting to get a little warmer though. As Yukio shot on target, we have arrived. How's the weather, Coulson?
Oh, it's sunny, 70 degrees down here in Brazil. We're feeling good. I'm sitting out here casting from the Amazon rainforest, and Yukio, you can hear it through the trees. The wildlife down here is going crazy because we have a Brazil Venom on to Dissolve. Now they need to get out of it. Mobamba trying to put one quick on target, but saved away by Thatcherat. Thatcherat looking for a pinch, but whiffs on this one. He does get the bump on the follow-up, though. Looking for another. A great beat from Red. Red trying to put one on target, saving themselves from the Brazil, but with 1 minute remaining, it's going to be tough. Nervbot misses on this one. Thatcherat pops this one into the safety of his own corner. Nervbot leaving this awkward and floating, but Fort with a great touch. Looking for Thatcherat downfield, but there's not a lot of boost on the side of this Venom team so far. Venom trying to get defanged by this Dissolve squad, but after a game like this, it's gonna be hard to say that late look bad. Trying to keep this 7-1 on the scoreboard with 30 seconds remaining. Red passing this one down to Nervbot, but cut out by Yukio. Thatcherat back to Yukio. Yuki with a great touch, stealing the mid boost, just trying to play time, keeping this scoreline intact. Fort gets dunked out, and now Yukio gets the cut. Double commit coming out from Thatcherat as well, and they don't recover from it just yet. Great time wasting coming out from Yukio. Red trying to get something to happen, but a great 50 over to Thatchy. Thatchy now up into the air, gets the flip, trying to get it past Nervbot, but Nervbot is there, of course. This ball, 1 second remaining, trying to prevent the Brazil, and he does! Mobamba makes it 7-2. That's at least something that you can take into the next game.
Yeah, you know, it's one for the road. It is a good bump attempt by Nervbot there. Mobamba, good air dribble. The bump almost comes through. Fort, almost the save, though. And, you know, Venom, they do take game number 1 in a pretty dominant fashion. I will say, though, a lot of it was just simple mistakes from a Dissolve. You saw the 2 kickoff goals. You saw the own goal as well. Coming out from Dissolve, so a lot of nerves. I wouldn't be surprised if Dissolve are able to come back much quicker than we expect. I think that they did much better after the second half of this game, and I think that, you know, it's a long series, right? You know, the Venom, they looked really good, but they didn't do anything special. It wasn't like they were individually like far superior. They had good rotations and good cuts, and they just took advantage of Dissolve. In this game, though, I'm expecting Dissolve to be improved. I'm expecting them to be better individually. I'm expecting the nerves to be shaken off. You can't lose worse than 7-2 and heading to Brazil for a little bit. So I'm just hoping that they can kind of just shake it off, get back into this series, and I'm really looking at Mo Bamba and Nervbot, the number 1 and 2 overall picks in this Challenger League draft. They were drafted that high for a reason. Individually, they are absolutely stellar. And so we need to see that come out in a great pass, but an even better save coming out from Fort. Fort is having none of it. He said, Nervbot, I see you and raise you one more, as a brilliant save coming through there just to keep him alive.
We are expecting to see some aggression coming out from this Dissolve squad. I imagine losing 72 in Game 1 will lead to that aggression, and great demo coming out onto Yukio. Another demo on to Fort. These guys are mad about that Game 1, and who wouldn't be? A great touch. This could waterfall down, and does. Nervbot trying to get it in, but it goes right off the post. The 4th man keeping this game tied from Venom. Nervbot, though, with a quick shot, getting it behind the defender, and just like that, Dissolved are back in this series.
Yeah, unfortunately, Fort had a great save earlier, but he couldn't do enough there. It's a beautiful shot. A great pass as well from Mo Bamba, and that's what you want to see, the number 1, number 2 pick combining to make beautiful plays, great scores, and they actually are gonna go up now. It's up to Venom to kind of come back and show that the Game 1 wasn't just a fluke. They weren't just capitalizing on a bunch of mistakes. I think that as a team, they are rotating very well and efficiently. They're cutting for each other. They're calming very well, where they're leaving the ball for each other and able to speed up their rotations. And so I think they're playing very well. I think that unfortunately, Dissolve had a great pass play individually, and it kind of took advantage of them. So both these teams starting to get on their A game. We saw a little bit of a lull in Game 1 from Dissolve, but it looks like now the series has really started, and it's going to pick up from here.
Yeah, and with shots like that coming out from Fort, that was the opportunity for Venom to get one of their own. They had 7 in game number 1, and now it looks like Dissolve has all of the pressure in this game too. After being punched in the mouth, bit by the Venom, feeling that sting. But Yukio able to put the sting right back on them. An unfortunate 50 in the corner, pinches directly into Dissolve net, tying it up.
Yeah, and unfortunately Nervbot just kind of misses the ball there, trying to get a pop to get a follow-up. Maybe he should have elected to go and get the corner boost first, then play the ball so that he has more leeway for error. But it looks like he might be trying to reset things on his own as he looks for that double tap, but it is going to be saved. Pass back in the middle. Nervbot is there. The shot, though, going to be saved away. And even though it looked like Nervbot wanted to put things back in perspective and get his team back on top, it hasn't happened just yet.
This right now is a Yukio and Fort versus a Mo Bamba and Nervbot game. I'm pretty sure that Thatchy has 14 points and Red has 32. This is basically a 2v2 in this game. It is unbelievable what these two people have done, and I think whichever player activates on that third player on either of these squads could be the difference maker. Mo Bamba looking for something off the backboard, though, gets the double right over to Red. Red does get a touch, but unfortunately it goes right to Thatchy. Thatchy trying to up his score. He gets 10 points, but not the goal. This one saved away, but now Ford trying to get a flick, gets it over 1. Awkward on defense. Quick shot from Yukio, but a great save from Mo Bamba. Red Jr. taking some time, farming some save points, getting himself on the board, trying to make it look like he's been doing more in this game, but make no mistake, ladies and gentlemen, this has been Nervbot and Mo Bamba finding each other, playing well as a team, and Red has just been consistent on defense. Hard to be consistent, though, with plays like this developing, but he does well to save this one out in the way. Red now taking it over the wall with a full tank of boost, trying to pop this one around Yukio, but can't get it. Now he's just going to steal the boost. Nervbot popping this back in, but a great clear comes out from Fort. Defensive weatherings of the storms from both of these teams. A 9-goal game in game number 1. 7 goals at this point. Now we're at 2 with a minute and a half remaining, Ventus.
Yeah, and you see teams are a lot less willing to commit. We're seeing so many less mistakes coming out. Teams are really forcing out these mistakes, and that's only led to 1 goal apiece. We see a lot more demos, Dissolve getting a lot more aggressive as well in the Venom half, just trying to open the pathway for Mo Bamba and Nervbot just to take these solo plays and these solo play options. And It hasn't netted results yet. I love the idea. I think it's been working out really well. We've seen a lot of times where Venom has been forced low, and this might be a shot opportunity with Nerdbot off the backboard. Mobamba is there, but not on target. The bump comes out as well, but unfortunately Dissolve not able to convert there on a much-needed attack.
Yeah, that would be a great statement win to get back into this series, tied up at 1 apiece, but it's not over. 40 seconds remaining, and now Venom's on the press. Great bump comes out. Floor trying to put it in, but Mobamba gets a 50 on both of them. Now Nervebot with a full take of boost, not able to get the first touch he was looking for, but does get the dunk. Yukio skimming this one back downfield. Mobamba intercepts, trying to take it up to the ceiling, gets the beat on one, gets it past, but he can't follow up on it. And now Yukio with the ball, but Nervebot has none of it, just diving in the corner, forcing that challenge. He's just being annoying, being aggressive, and why wouldn't he, especially after that game number 1. Now, Mobamba, 50 boost, whiffs on this one. This could be dangerous, but of course, Nervebot is the first one to that ball and gets a strong pinch downfield. Yukio popping this one up. Nervebot there, though, trying to read it down. This one stays in the air. This could be dangerous. Mobamba with a clear over. Nervebot looking for a quick shot, but not enough boost in the tank, and we have overtime in game number 2.
You know, what a difference between game number 1 and game number 2. Everybody has tightened up their rotations. Dissolve looking so much better. We see that they're actually out shooting almost 2-1 here, this Venom squad. And it's really been a tale. I mean, Nervebot has been great on the offensive side of the ball. Mobamba has been great on the defensive side of the ball, just forcing out challenges and being able to hold the midfield line very aggressively. And this might be a shot opportunity with those two on the pitch, but unfortunately doesn't come through. And Dissolve, they still have had a lot more chances, and we see another chance coming through, and Red Jr. the one coming through, barreling through the play. Fort not really expecting the dive from Red, and that is going to take advantage. Dissolve going to tie up this series.
Fort, he's giving a great pass to himself, and Red has woken up. He is in this series and was the difference maker in that game. Like you said, I don't think that Venom was expecting that challenge from him, but that challenge was all so important. He went from having 150, almost doubling his score with that one shot and one goal, but look at Nervebot. 8 shots. He does need to tighten up on his shooting accuracy just a little bit, shooting 1 for 8, but they did come away with the win. Nervebot out shooting the entirety of this Venom roster by himself. Aggressive was an understatement. I said it was going to be an aggressive game number 2 from Dissolved, and Nervebot took that to heart. He was everywhere, getting the saves, getting the bumps, getting the shots. He was trying to do everything and will his team back into this series. I think Venom will respond well, though, as we dive into game number 3.
Yeah, and I think that one of the things that was kind of underrated is Dissolved up their demo count. They had 6 demos in this game number 2, and that was a big thing. They relieved a lot of pressure on defense. They forced a lot of cuts and rotations from this Venom roster to ensure that they got back in time when they were on defense. And I think that Dissolved, it was kind of like the unsung hero. These demos have kind of put Venom on alert. They have been getting absolutely decimated on the backline, and Nervebot has been a big proponent of that. But also Red Jr., he kind of have been the off-ball player who has been able to get those bumps and demos to allow Nervebot a lot of free shots and Mobamba a lot of free possessions. So it's going to be interesting to see if this is the same thing that they look for in this game number 3, and if Venom kind of reacts a little bit to it, because, I mean, they've already gotten demoed a couple times, but nothing too bad has come through. As I say that, Fort needing to dive back and make a save, and the offense starting to come through on Dissolve. Mobamba looking for a pass mid, this ball floating. Nervebot not going to be able to get the shot, though, as Yukio is going to make the save, but we're not done yet. Red Jr. back into the midfield. Mobamba looking for the shot. Going to jump, though, as Thatcher already touched the ball, and this might turn into a counterattack.
Nervebot now trying to keep the pressure on, though. He does get the intercept. This one waterfalls down. Red Jr.'s already up for it, but so is Yukio. Low boost with a great touch. Mobamba whiffs on this one, faking it up for Nervebot. Nervebot looking for the double. Bang! Are you kidding me, Nervebot? He opens the scoring in game number 3.
Yeah, it's such a great shot. I mean, beats out both defenders, able to get the double tap on, perfectly done. I mean, such a great individual play coming out from Nervebot. The bumps and demos forcing awkward rotations from this Venom roster, and you see that they're both in the midfield with low boost. But as I say that, catastrophic mistakes coming out. Red Jr. not a very good kickoff. The ball goes straight into the net off the kickoff, and unfortunately, with all of that beautiful double tap, nothing has come for it as we are back 1-1 in game number 3.
Yeah, hello, good lord. Which one's more pretty, chat? Which one do you think is going to go on the highlight reel today? My money's on Yukio's shot because it gets them right back into this game. Fort now trying to press the advantage. He gets a dunk on Mobamba, but Nervbot, of course, is going to be the one to be there. Thatchy popping this one over to Yukio. Red intercepts, trying to get a double off the sideball, leaving it for Nervbot. He gets 50'd out. This could be dangerous. Mobamba's up, but so is Fort, and he makes a great save. Trying to press the issue is Dissolve. They're starting to double commit, trying to be super aggressive. Comms are not flowing as crystal as they could be, but it doesn't matter yet. We're still tied at 1 apiece. Nervbot trying to make it 2-1, but a great save from Yukio, getting this one out of the way of the pressing attack from Red Jr. Now Yukio trying to get fancy with it, gets a dunk on it, leaving it for a teammate. Thatchy's up, does get the dunk, but it's a little off target, and that could dissolve this attack from Venom. Unfortunate for them as we dive into 3 minutes left in game number 3.
Yeah, I saw what you did there. I saw that little joke you made with the dissolve the pressure. It was cute. And Dissolve have been looking pretty good. I think that their defense is kind of the question mark, as we see a lot of kind of mistakes, a lot of double touches, and a lot of missed touches, I think, coming out from them. It's a pass there. Thatchy trying to put that shot on target, but is not going to come to fruition, as Yukio looking for the shot. Follow-up, though, with that one is as a great shot from Yukio, catching the defenders out, places it right in between both of them, and Venom has found the hole in the rotation. The double commits have become too much for this Dissolved roster. They can't cover it enough, and Venom taking a 2-1 lead.
Yeah, I think Yukio might get onto the highlight reel with that shot, more so than his first one. Definitely a lot prettier the second time around. But again, I'm still waiting for Thatchy to get involved. He has 44 points in this game so far, and I get if your teammates are cooking, Yukio and Fort are having an absolute series right now. But Thatchy just sends one off again. I don't even think he's going to get credit for a shot there, and doesn't. He has 58 points, but, and again, he's doing exactly what he needs to do. His team is up in this game. He is just hanging out, not making many mistakes when he can. Fort now clearing this one. Nervbot to catch it. Could be a little bit of a mistouch. He drops it down. Thatchy trying to get a quick shot. A bouncer, but it goes wide off the post. Yukio pressing the issue, trying to get back to this ball to beat out Nervbot, and does. I don't get to say it that one often. Nervbot pops this one out to Mobamba, and a strong clear comes downfield. Thatchy with his own strong touch off the ceiling, trying to follow on this one. Gets a touch, looking for his own double, but Red with a great save to pop this one out back into the Venom zone. Fort and Nervbot, of course, going to meet in the corner. Nervbot looking for a teammate, but Mobamba not able to get the strongest touch. Red Jr. sprinting back with low boost, but he does get the save. This could be dangerous for Dissolved. One of their players, their first man, didn't have much boost, but Mobamba does well to take time, control it, and pop it off the ceiling back to himself. Ventus, we've seen a lot come out from this Dissolved team, but it's not the Dissolved that we saw in game number 2. How do you think they get back into this game?
I think it all stems down for the defense. Is another shot potentially coming through. I think that their touches and clears just aren't as high quality as they were. They haven't been able to transition as efficiently, and we've seen that there have been a couple times where Nervbot has taken off the back wall and kind of lost possession very early in his air dribble. And something that's kind of uncharacteristic is him is one of the most mechanical Chally players, in my opinion. And so I think it all comes down from the transitions out of defense. They use a lot of boost to get the clears, and they haven't been able to get them that effectively. As Yukio looking for a shot, they find it again. Red Jr. trying to commit off the ceiling, but a great pass offload there from Thatchy gonna just allow Yukio a little bit of a free goal, and Venom are gonna be able to take a more convincing lead. I think that Dissolved, it really stems from the defense, though.
Thatchy staying true to what he's doing. Why overcomplicate it? Yukio's having a game, might as well feed the beast. Great bump coming out from Yukio. Fort now taking his time on it, trying to waste a little bit of time, and does get a strong 50. Looking for bumps on Red Jr. He does get one, but Nervbot able to save this one away. Thatchy trying to get this one to waterfall down, and it does, but Mobamba with a great squishy save off the inside of the net. Yukio now trying to pop this one down to her teammate, fakes it, but that was read and cleared away by Mobamba. There's not much time left, 10 seconds on the clock. Dissolved are stuck in their own half. They need to get one now and a kickoff goal, but it appears to be too late. Game number 3 will go in favor of Venom, and they will take the series lead 2-1 once this ball hits the ground. Right now, Dissolve trying to get one for the road, but they cannot, and it stays 3-1 in game number 3.
Yeah, and I mean, I talked about it a little bit, but the touches on defense just weren't very quality. I think Mobamba and Nervbot, both of those guys, expected to kind of be able to take the ball, keep possession, get a couple beats in the midfield as well when they're transitioning off the defensive side of the ball, and I think that they weren't up to par in this series, this game specifically. I think that there are a lot of missed touches coming out. I think that they were getting challenged pretty early in the midfield as well, so it was something where they're panicking a little bit more. They don't have as much time as they're usually used to, and so with that comes those pressures and additional challenges, and is why they had those missed touches. It's great from Venom. They've been able to force out a lot of those bad plays, but it's something where Dissolve needs to kind of hunker down. They need to, be more calm when they have possession so they don't make these mistouches, allowing them, because there was almost a goal in the last 30 seconds there where Thatcherat just took a free ball. Mobamba cleared it off the back wall but wasn't able to follow it up, and it almost led to a goal. I mean, I think Red Jr. had like a beautiful save off of a squishy save, but unfortunately you're not going to be able to rely on those things every single time, and so they really need to tighten up on that defense and tighten up on those touches.
Yeah, and we saw the shot total come down from Dissolve. Nervebot went from 8 shots to just 2. Offense is not getting there because of their lack and lackluster touches on defense. Venom has done a good job getting that pressure back on. The adrenaline rush from the initial game number 2 has started to fade, and we're starting to see some miscues come out, but a great save coming out from Nervebot. Red just playing the beat, hoping a teammate can get there, and Mobamba's on the ball. Pops this one up to himself, trying to get the air dribble going. He gets it over 1, but this one's not threatening enough to be on target. Fork goes anyway and gets a great beat off the ceiling, but Red Jr. with a great intercept. He flips this one over to Mobamba, trying to get a bump, but Yukio has the read. Quick shot from Nervebot, but not enough on it. This could be dangerous, but a great demo comes out, getting in the way, and just like that, Dissolve score after 35 seconds.
Yeah, and it's, you might expect Nervebot to be able to shoot that a little bit better. Unfortunately, it doesn't. Luckily for him, it doesn't matter. For getting bumped, slowing him down, he can't get behind the ball fully. He can't get the pinch into the crossbar, and a great play there from Dissolve. They're able to get a couple beats. The double commit came through in the midfield from Venom, and it kind of was the reason that Fort wasn't able to get back in time. He was rushing back as the third man, and Dissolve just taking advantage once again of this Venom roster. It seems like that's the tale of all times, is whenever we see a misplay coming out from either one of these teams on defense, it seems to be instantly capitalized on, as we're looking for another potential capitalization with Mobamba looking for a shot. That one off the, and it's going to go off the post and in, excuse me. That one looked off to me, but the game says otherwise. That one gonna find the back of the net off of, once again, a missed rotation. Fort and Yukio on the same path, rotation line, and they perfectly placed shot bottom right corner is going to capitalize perfectly.
Wow, this series is back and forth as it gets. We have games 1 and 3 going in favor for Venom. Dissolve trying to take 2 and 4 to get us tied up at 2 apiece. These teams evenly matched, just striking in different games. Mobamba looking for a bump on this one. Thatcherat to take over. He does get bumped off of it. Red Jr. low boost. Does get a strong 50 into the corner. He's going to try to look for an outlet pass to a teammate. Popping this one across midfield. Looking for Mobamba. Yukio assists him on it, but this one pops out back to midfield, easing the pressure off of this Venom squad. Great beat from Yukio. Trying to pop this one. Looking for a teammate. Went for a bump, but Red Jr. will recover on it. Nervebot now taking over this one into midfield. Mobamba taking his time. Popping a quick shot on. Getting it over last back. There was no one rotating back to net, and Dissolve take a 3-0 lead.
Yeah, and sometimes when Venom is trying to play too aggressive, they leave these options in the rotation open. We see that Yukio was cheating up, looking for the 50. Thatcherat hadn't rotated back yet. Fort low boost getting beat out by Mobamba. Mobamba having a much better game than the previous game, number 3. And, I mean, I feel like this Dissolve lineup, it's very reminiscent of game number 2. They're playing much faster. They're playing more aggressive. And, Venom, I feel like, is making some more mistakes. Is another, maybe a mistake coming through. Yukio might have gotten bumped there from Mobamba. I'm not really sure, but the demo coming through, the bump potentially coming through, leaving a wide open net for Nervebot. And, we might be back on track to go back on vacation here in a minute, Colson.
Yeah, we got Dissolve got their bags packed and headed down to Brazil, and now Venom is looking to do the same, meeting them down there in the rainforest. Right now, a strong showing in this game, number 4, coming out from Dissolve. They're just playing the beat, taking their time. What a great pinch around 1. This could be dangerous, though. Yukio electing to play to the corner. Mobamba popping this one high. Thatchy trying to keep it in the zone. This could be dangerous, but a great touch from Mobamba down to Nervbot will destroy all of that pressure Venom had built. This one could be dangerous. Mobamba pressing the issue, looking for Nervbot. Nervbot trying to get something going, getting back to this ball. Gets a flip, but a great 50 down to Thatchy. Gets this pressure off. This one could just go right into the net. Don't worry, ladies and gentlemen. We are still in Central America. It's 4-1. Just 3 more for Dissolve for that Brazil.
Mobamba just not able to get a touch there, trying to cut rotation, and then the bump. Red Jr. actually gets bumped into the pinch with Yukio, and it goes straight into the back of the net. An unfortunate turn of events for this Dissolved roster, but you know, a good thing for Venom. They're trying to get back into this game. They'll take anything coming their way, and Nerbot looking to absolutely stomp that one out as a double tap back to the backboard. Mobamba trying to get a double tap of his own, but leaving it for Red Jr. and Dissolve still being more aggressive. You talked about the shot totals from game number 2 being absolutely stunted, and we see that they have already accumulated 6 shots. They're tripling Venom's right now, and I feel like this Dissolve roster has had a lot of pressure this series, forcing out a lot of misplays from Venom, a lot of missed rotations because Venom is looking to be aggressive, but they just have not been able to. It seems like they've just gotten beat out in the midfield. Unfortunately, they're leaving the spaces open behind them for quick counterattacks, and Dissolved has done great to counter and capitalize on those. Is another double reset coming out from Nervbot. The shot attempt from Mobamba, trying to just throw that one on target, seeing what sticks. And I feel like that's kind of what's done good. Is Nervbot looking for another double tap, leaving this for Mobamba again. Red Jr. here. Maybe the follow-up this time is, I mean, absolutely diabolical work. Dissolved still not able to find the back of the net after just complete onslaughts on target.
Flip reset over to Red Jr. Red Jr. whiffs on this one. Another whiff comes out. That is a 50-50 as we call it in the biz. Nervbot looking for a teammate. Leaves it for Red Jr. He gets 50 out by Thatch to Cratch at the midfield line. Nervbot up for it early, trying to get it over Yukio, but cannot. Great defense coming out from Yukio, keeping this one at 4-1. Red Jr. dodged the bump. Nervbot looking for his own, but he can't find it. Red Jr. popping this one back. This could be dangerous. Flip reset out, but Mobamba able to get this one to the corner. That's your at trying to press the issue, get involved in this series. Nervbot to Red Jr. These players are finding each other. A team that's so used to individual talent and shows and display of skill, they're trying to find one another, which is not something I was expecting going into this series. And right now, Venom hasn't found each other at all. It's like they've forgotten that was what led to their success so far in this season. Right now, they're trying to go for solo play after solo play, trying to match this Dissolved squad as a great dunk comes out, but we haven't seen it so far. I think they need to get back to their roots and stick to what works.
Yeah, I think that's really going to come through Fort and Yukio. I feel like those two specifically have been so good at finding each other. Neither of them really being up there in the assist per game category, but they have done just so well. They've been able to get a lot of beats, and you know, Dissolved in game number 2, when the one that they won, they actually assisted both their goals, so has worked out really well in their favor. And usually we've seen Dissolved just kind of rely on Nervbot and Mobamba to just make space and kind of just beat out everybody. But it seems like they're kind of trying to play for the beat to leave it for their teammates for the follow-up this time. And it worked out really well. I feel like Venom is going to be able to respond, though. I feel like, you know, it's been a back and forth series. It only makes sense for Venom to be able to recover. We didn't see any kind of Brazil here in this game as Venom were able to kind of stave off the pressure from Dissolve. They were able to play much better defense. They weren't making as many double commits. And then they were able to start transitioning out. The shot total really decreased, as we saw in the beginning. Dissolve was out shooting 7-2. And then Venom put 4 more shots on, and then 7-6 at the very end of the series. So they got back into it very well. They seem poised to potentially break the momentum and kind of steal it back as we get into this game number 5. And, you know, the way that this series has been going, you can only expect that to happen from Venom as they, you know, maybe they just want to go to game 7 and take it in 7.
Strong kickoff coming out from Yukio. Like you said, this series has been nothing but counterpunch after counterpunch. It is a great back and forth series in the Challenger League, kicking us off tonight. Midfield pressures from both of these teams so far. Red trying to get involved on the offense, steals that boost from Venom. This one pops out mid. Yukio and Fort both go. This could be dangerous. Nervbot and Red both call each other off. A little bit of patience is okay because of that double commit. Now Nervbot tried to accelerate the play. He had the advantage, trying to keep it going. This one pops down mid. 2 go from Dissolved, but no one able to get a piece of it. Great pin from Yukio, clearing this one back into Dissolved half, and a great clear, sending it back that way. Thatchy Rat gets cut out by Red Jr. Red Jr. trying to get it going, popping it, looking for a teammate. This one floating mid, awkward. Great presence of mind from Fort to stay calm, not pop that one into the back of his own net.
Yeah, I mean, that was super dangerous. I'm surprised that angle was even on from Red Jr. He expected Mobamba to be there for the follow-up, but Red Jr. tries to do it all on his own, trying to get that double tap. And Dissolve might be in a dire situation as Fort looking to get a pass option into the midfield. It felt like that year I was on the other team for a second trying to cut off that pass. Got a little confused there with the blue car, and Venom kind of just holding on. They have been playing very well in the midfield. Both these teams have. I don't think that we've really seen many opportunities as Dissolve had that one crazy double tap that I don't even know if was really intentional or expected, and so both these teams just kind of playing it out, playing very safe. You saw Red Jr. specifically playing very far back as third man. You see Thatchy Rat playing very far back as third man, just not wanting any counterattacks, no holes in the rotation to come through, and that's what's led to this 0-0 game as we're about half the way through, and I feel like both these teams playing very reserved, something we don't really see. And Red Jr. might have just owned gold, but it might not matter as that you're not able to find that one to target. That all players of Venom commit. This is an open net if Yukio can't get back, and Yukio is able to somehow, and it seems like absolute pandemonium has just occurred as I was praising the midfield presence and the rotations back post, but it seems like all that has gone by the wayside now.
Yeah, it was a 4v2 for a second, and still we remain scoreless. I can't believe what I'm seeing so far. This team at the halfway point in this game, both of them are playing evenly matched, sometimes playing for each other. But Fort now getting a strong clear downfield. Red Jr. getting a pop-up back to himself. Nervebot calls him off of it and gets the clear, but Yukio has it red. Trying to look for Fort, but these guys aren't on the same page. Creativity on offense isn't there, and a great shot from Obama goes high off the post. Nervebot popping this one back mid-net, but this one goes bar down and out. The fourth man from Venom has helped him out a couple times so far in this series, and they are thankful that he has.
Yeah, I mean, we might see a goal still come through as Mobamba trying to get the shot, not going to be able to do it though. Red Jr. playing super far back, but that is a catastrophic mistouch. Nerbot has to cover Yukio, trying to play the midfield, trying to keep that one in as we see it go back again to this Venom half. Venom has not been able to accumulate a single shot, even though they've been playing pretty well in the midfield. It seems like Dissolve has had their number as of late, and I think that Mobamba and Nerbot are just getting started. It's been a team effort. Nerbot looking for another double tap opportunity, but once again, Yukio, it seems like he's been the player to be out in the midfield, out on defense, and he's been absolutely locked down for this Venom roster to keep them in it as Nerbot having to clear this one away once again.
I'm again looking for Red Jr. and Thatchy Rat to step up because they have watched their teammates play an incredible first 4 games of these series, and playing like that at the intensity of this series is draining. Red Jr. trying to get another one on target. He's starting to wake up, but his shots just aren't falling just yet. Yukio, wow, with a great recovery, getting downfield pretty quickly. Thatchy Rat popping it up to himself, but can't get the touch that he wanted. Yukio now falling on this one, gets dunked out. Fort misses on this one. This could be dangerous, but a great recovery again from Yukio, keeping us tied. 1 minute left. Thatchy Rat not able to recover onto this one well. This one goes out and away. The pace of this series is causing issues in the rotation of a couple of these players. Mobamba now trying to get back to this one, leaves it for Nerbot. Nerbot looking for something, but he elects to drop this one into the safety of the yellow corner. Trying to get a shot going again is Mobamba, but Fort able to get this one saved out and away. Going into the last 30 seconds of game time, it has been pretty even so far, but like you said, the pressure seems to be all coming from this Dissolved squad, the threatening pressure at least. Red Jr. trying to pop this one out and away, but Yukio on defense has done a phenomenal job so far. Playing the beat is Dissolved. 15 seconds left, but Red misses on this shot as well. Trying to do something a little bit too flashy instead of just throwing it into the back of the net. Great 50 from Nervebot, but Thatchy has this one Red. I have to give props to this Venom defense because they have played phenomenal all game. Almost sending us to overtime provided that Dissolved doesn't get a goal, and they don't. Great defense coming out from Venom. Great offense coming from Dissolved. Let's see who takes this one.
Yeah, and it might just be a kickoff goal as Nerbot trying to put that one in. Yukio is able to get back in time, though. Mobamba kind of bumped him off the play as Yukio looking to try to take this one again, but it's cut out in the midfield by Red Jr. And so far, we've seen Dissolve kind of just lay on the offense. Venom has not faltered, though the defense has come strong, but this might be their opportunity. But, you see Yukio there not wanting to commit his third man, not wanting to overextend in case he got beat out. and we've seen that time and time again. It's the reason why Venom have not really been able to get a lot of opportunities going, as we see another opportunity attempt coming out from Ford, but it's going to be saved away by Red Jr. And so far, we've seen a little bit of a flip. Venom have had all of the pressure so far in this overtime, and we might not see that for much longer as we see another shot there, but it seems like Dissolve finally able to get a little bit of boost, finally able to reset. But as I say that, Thatchy Rat trying to get the shot, almost gets the dunk, and Nurbot needing to make the save. He's got to keep possession. He's got to keep this one close so he's able to get the clear. Not the best touch, Yukio. Gonna pop this one high, gonna look for a follow-up, gets the beat on Mobamba, and Fort, not the follow-up that you want to see, though, is this one gonna allow Dissolve to just break back out.
Yeah, this overtime has been a great reset for this Venom offense. Right now, they have all the pressure after a minute and 15, and it's caused this Dissolve squad to start taking their time, which is not something we've seen. An awkward pinch comes down. Ford gets dunked by Red Jr. Thatchy trying to put one on, but a great save off the bar from Mobamba. Fort looking for Yukio. Yukio with the shot and the goal! Are you kidding me? 5 minutes of regulation, no offense, and a minute and 30 of overtime of straight offense coming out from Venom.
Yeah, I mean, I could never have guessed that to happen. I mean, it looked like Dissolve had all the pressure going through, but it looks like Venom only needed that one reset of the overtime, and the kickoff went in their favor. They had the offense from the beginning. They forced Dissolve to just continue to use all the boost. They stole it in the end.
Look at the shots.
So they even, that's exactly what I'm saying. They had no shots, absolutely zero before overtime happened. They got 5 in overtime, able to take the game.
Unbelievable from Venom. A crazy turnaround. They had more saves, less shots, and more goals. But this is the pattern of the series. Venom taking 1, 3, and 5. Dissolve taking 2 and 4. They need to take 6 and 7. My bad, to take the whole series. But right now, it doesn't look like they're doing much. They've been stagnated on offense. They couldn't get through this Venom backline. Large part of that, for me at least, is they weren't going for as many demos. It's like they expected Venom to just kind of turn over and not play the game anymore after the games that they dominated. And because of that, they fall asleep. Both of these teams are victim of that. They've fallen asleep after their game win. We need to see one of them lock in and try to finish out this series. Nervebot gets a reset, looking for Mobamba in the wing, but a great cut out by Fort, sending this one back into the Dissolve path. We are seeing immediate pressure from Dissolve. Clearly not happy with the way the end of that game went. Mobamba taking his time, gets demoed out. Great double demo, trading demos from these teams. Great clear comes out. Fort low boost, able to make the save. Right now, we are seeing a little bit of awkwardness. No one really sure when to go for the ball. Yukio clears this one to the corner, gets a side touch out. Thatchy trying to get for it. Double bump comes out, gets it around 1, but there's no follow-up from the midfield player. And I think Dissolve will get this out. But just as I say that, Fort looking for a double, and he hits it off the ground. Venom has sunk their fangs in, and they want this series.
Yeah, and you see the thing, you know, they must have been listening to you. They were demoing a lot more. There's a lot more chaos happening, a lot more misplays because of all the confusion on the field. And it only takes one beat there from Fort on Nervebot to get that one through. And I mean, just a great speed there. You expect Nervebot to take possession. He kind of plays into that. He gets the dunk through. And I mean, just a great play from Fort, trying to end this game in game number 6, trying to keep it from going to game 7. But obviously, Dissolve, they're not going to be out just yet. They are going to probably pull off some crazy things as Nervebot looking for a double tap of his own, but a great save once again. Yukio all over the defensive side of the field. And he's been the main reason that Venom has not really succumbed to the pressure of Dissolve. We see time and time again where he's just been able to make such great saves and such great clears that Dissolve aren't able to engage, and they have to reset and kind of slow the play down, retake possession. Yukio has been the main contributor to that, and I mean, just such a great play coming out from him as we look to see another shot opportunity from Fort, but that one just going to be saved away, and all 3 members of Dissolve back.
Yeah, it's like this overtime from the last game has really stuck with this Dissolve squad. I haven't seen them, their high-flying, action pacing. I say that as Nervebot gets a great dunk. Not the shot we're used to seeing from them, but an effective one at that. Kickoff goal, double reset, triple reset. It only does one thing, and that adds 1 to the top of the scoreboard.
Yeah, and I mean, unfortunately, Fort got a taste of his own medicine. He tries to take it up and take possession. Mobamba absolutely insta-challenges him, gets the dunk. Nervebot's there for the follow. much needed goal after not being able to break through in game number 5. They are now able to do it in much less shots this time, as Dissolve looking to try to build upon it. They do not want to go down again. They want to be able to take the lead. They want to be able to force game 7, and that's what everybody here is hoping as well. I think, you know, just from the content perspective alone, is you just want to see the best Rocket League potential you can, and I don't know what could be better than a game 7, if only maybe a game 7 OT, as Mobamba's looking for the clear out, looking for the pass to Nerdbot, a fake coming through, and that one's going to be in, and it works out, like you said, it works. They throw off the Venom defense, and I don't know how, but Nerdbot not being able to connect, throws off Fort, throws off that Rat, and, you know, Dissolve going to take the lead here in game 6.
It's hard to blame him with how Nerfbot's been playing. He's been going for and hitting every ball, so that's whether an intentional fake or an unintentional fake, it is an effective fake at the end of the day. Fort now trying to get his team tying it up. Great demo from Yukio and Thatchy! Oh, never mind. I thought that one was for Thatchy. Fort able to get his second, tying this game up at 2 apiece.
You know, I think he would have gotten it anyways, right? I think Thatchy would have been there. He kind of bumped into the shot, so, you know, we can give Thatchy that one, as, you know, Fort might have gotten the credit, but it was really Thatchy being able to help beat Fort, or help bump Fort into the beat on that last man back. But a great demo there coming up from Yukio. We might see another shot early. Mobamba having to clear this one away. A pass from back to his own net coming from Red Jr. Absolutely diabolical, as Mobamba might have an open net, not going to be able to find that one on. And Venom and Dissolve both back, both even, and I mean, such a close series, both offenses prevailing. The defense getting threatened with all these bumps and demos that you talked about in between this game and last game. You know, you said you look for more demos. These teams, especially on offense, have gotten more stagnant, and I completely agree with that. And we see they completely have flipped the script now. As Fort looking for the double tap, but a great save there coming out from Red Jr.
Yeah, Red Jr. has had an interesting series. He's hot and cold a lot, but he's doing well on defense consistently. He just needs to translate that to his offense to help push Dissolved over the edge. Great bump from Fort. Actually trying to find someone mid. Fort with a quick shot, but Red, again, consistent as ever on defense, able to pop this one out and away. Yukio is waiting for it, though, trying to get something started. Waterfall down, but a great touch from Mobamba sends it over to the sidewall. Thatchy is waiting, though, trying to get something going. Another strong clear, but Thatchy there yet again. He's just doing what he needs to, buying his teammates time to get boost, and that is a selfless player right there. Nervbot, though, trying to get this one around Thatchy, and does, but Yukio, of course, will be there. Thatchy does miss on it, but it does buy his team just a little bit of time. Nervbot not enough boost to get to that one for the double. Thatchy with a strong clear, but Mobamba clears it back in. Low boost on the side of Venom. Looking for a pass to Nervbot, but Nervbot couldn't catch up to that one. Red Jr. keeping this one. This could be dangerous. Venom flip reset down from Fort, but Red again able to recover from his poor touches and get this one out for just a little bit. 45 seconds remaining in game number 6. Venom has all the pressure.
Yeah, and you see Dissolve, the triple commit having to come through just to ensure they make the save, but it looks like that missed touch from Ford is going to allow them to break out once again. Another kind of missed touch there from Yukio. Might be dangerous. Red Jr. looking for a shot opportunity, but a great save from that last man, and Thatchy Rat and Dissolve still going to be on this front foot for the last 20 seconds, and that shot might have been on target, but a great save and a great clear there. This might be a counterattack. Mobamba last man back. Yukio not going to be able to find that shot on target off of a tough angle, and we might see overtime here unless something absolutely disastrous happens. Mobamba trying to clear this one out, and Red Jr. might have a pop past the third man. This might be open. Red Jr. there. Shot not the follow-up, not going to come through. Nervbot going to try to keep this one in the half, but unfortunately the reads on the backboard's not going to be enough. Game 6 overtime. Oh my word.
I kind of expected Red to miss that one, but Mobamba, he was pretty consistent with his mechanics all series. That would be one they want back, especially if they lose this game at number 6. Mobamba looking for Red. Red with a quick shot, but it's a little bit off. Fort does get a strong clear up the wall. Nervbot, of course, is waiting. Gets a pinch down, but this one is saved away. I don't think it was on, but it was threatening for sure. Fort now gets it around Mobamba. Nervbot, of course, with the cut. Great bump in the backline! And ladies and gentlemen, we get Game 7!
What a bump there coming out from Mobamba on Thatchy Rat. Nervbot, a great beat in the midfield. Leaves the net wide open. Game 7 alert coming through. It's what you want. It's what I want. It's what everybody wants. And we get exactly what we hoped for.
absolute cinema. I know you guys in chat are familiar with that one. I'm hitting that one right now. I've hit it a couple of times. You hear the clap, you hear the hands go up. What a beautiful display of resilience from Dissolve. They got outshot by almost double, but still they were able to come back and take the win. They hit the shots that mattered. They had a couple whiffs, but they were resilient. More saves on the side of their defense as the players are sure antsy from this one. Neither team electing to take a timeout in this entire series, even both of them, even though both of them had won. They both feel very confident. Venom looking to keep the tradition of taking the odd numbered games. Dissolved need to switch it up and take game number 7 to take the series. Ladies and gentlemen, this is an exciting thriller. A great way to start off our night.
Yeah, and you know, all the people in chat betting their channel points. I mean, this is one of the highest betted predictions in the entire playoffs. We have almost 250,000 channel points being predicted on this matchup alone. I mean, I'm so happy I went to game 7. You know, maybe my prediction comes through, but either way, this is such a great series. I think that both these teams have been playing phenomenal, and it's who wants it more. Who's gonna come out swinging? Who's gonna come out aggressively? Who's gonna be able to take this first goal of the game? That's going to be a necessary thing. Will Yukio be able to hold down the line on the defense that he's been able to do so well? Will Nervbot show out the mechanics he's looking at doing again? And another demo coming through. Not going to be able to find the double tap. And this is what happens. The nerves can get to you sometimes. Even though Nervbot is one of the most mechanical players in Challenger League, even he can make some mistakes when it comes down to the wire.
I am again looking for Thatchy, Rat, and Red to step up. They've been relatively quiet in this series offensively, but defensively these guys have played well, doing their role well. But I need one of them to step up and be the difference maker for this team. Obama gets a 50 on Thatchy Rat, but Thatchy Rat able to get to Nervbot though, looking for a reset. Going for a bump, but a great save comes out from Fort. Red gets it around 1, does get bumped off of it. Nervbot trying to get one on, but Thatchy Rat able to save it into the corner. He has 50 boost. I love how he takes his time here, but you have to stay behind the ball when Mobamba's going for it. Double commit comes out. Fort needs to recover and gets dunked by Nervbot. Great bump, making this play less threatening. Yukio with a strong redirect down the field where Mobamba catches it. Over a minute into this game, and it again feels like neither team has the edge. This game is going to come down to the wire.
Yeah, and you see a lot of it's just in the midfield. We saw this very frequently, especially in games 4 and 5, where neither team were wanting to overcommit. They were leaving their third man back a lot, and they were just playing very passively. It's going to be who's going to be able to take that aggressive approach, who's going to be willing to make those risks to try to make a shot, as Nervbot electing once again to just stay very far back, waiting for the clear and Dissolve. They look poised. They need to recover. They need to stop the trend of 1 loss, 1 win, because they are on the back foot of losing if this series goes the way that the trend has gone. And I mean, Dissolve, they look the part, they look so good. Venom looks absolutely phenomenal as well. This will be a series for the ages. People will talk about this series in the future like it was one of the best Nemesis series, like the Samurai Venom one. Is Nervbot looking for another double tap, but a great clear coming through.
Yeah, the nerves are clearly on display. I think Yukio had a chance to shoot, and he's been so consistent in this series so far, and he backflipped on it a little bit earlier in the game. We're approaching the halfway point, and again, neither team feels like they have the presence of mind. Red, though, still consistent. Nervbot and Yukio, the ones who I look for on offense, are starting to backflip, get nervous. They're expected to be called on. Yukio trying to receive that call and hear it and take it. But a great clear from Mobamba over to Thatchy Rat. Thatchy Rat looking for Fort on the sidewall. He gets the touch. Fort now trying to get by Nervbot, but of course you can't. He has the control. He gets a reset, but he drops it down. This could be dangerous, but no one elects to go. Thatchy Rat taking his time. This one 50'd out mid, but Fort with a great clear over to the sidewall where Thatchy Rat waits. He misses on this one. Fort to Yukio. The combo we're so used to. Fort back up for the double, but he gets it just a little bit over Yukio's head, and Red's able to pop this one out to the corner. 2 minutes remaining, and we haven't seen some sustained offense like we've seen in the first 6 games of this series.
Yeah, and I mean, that was such a great opportunity between Yukio and Fort, but this Dissolved lineup has been able to hold strong. Thatchy Rat trying to clear this one out. Nervbot gets a high pop, looking for the touch, looking for the fake, gets the reset, looking for the bump, looking for the shot. Is Mobamba, though, is a great save. Red Jr. might be his time, but not this time, as a double commit coming out. Dissolve electing to just not hard commit anybody. We saw that they're waiting for 2 players to get back before they send the first man, and that causes some beats to occur. Nurbot was able to get beat in the midfield. Mobamba was beat in the midfield. Red Jr., though, able to put a great save together, and the demo as well coming back on the defensive side. But Ford is there. The shot on target, and 1 minute remaining. Venom has taken the lead in this series.
A great dunk coming out from Yukio to Ford. The connection, the duo that has dominated this Challenger League. Venom take the lead with 1:15 remaining, but if there's one thing I know, Dissolved will not go quietly. I was calling on Red, I was calling on Thatchy, but it looks like I have to go back to the well, back to Old Faithful. Nervebot, we need something from you, because right now your team's going to go out. Great save from Nervebot, but clearly nerves are showing. Double commit coming out on defense. This could be dangerous for Dissolved. Another double commit comes out. They're not communicating. The nerves are at an all-time high, but Nervebot, of course, comes away with it. Gets a great 50, trying to stay on it, but he can't. Great cut from Yukio. Mobamba, low boost, elects to leave it for a teammate. Red, this is your time. He gets it around 1. Looking for Mobamba. Mobamba up in the air, looking for a touch. Gets it. Going for the double. He's not going to hit it, but he's leaving it for a teammate. And Nervebot! Of course it's you! 40 seconds remaining, and it's tied 1-1.
What a great play there from Mobamba. The double tap, not going to be on target, but it doesn't matter when the follow-up is there. The risk was taken. Nerve was there for the shot. Yukio almost able to get a touch on that one. But they tie it up now. 40 seconds remaining. Anybody's game. And Yukio might be trying to take advantage of that. A double commit. Miss! Nervebot there, though, for the save. An absolutely crucial save there from Nervebot to keep them in it.
Wow, 25 seconds of regulation remaining before we get what we've all wanted, but Mobamba doesn't want Game 7 overtime, and neither do any of the players. They're trying to take the win and take it in regulation. 15 seconds remaining, cut out by Nervebot. Nervebot whiffs on this one. Fort now popping over to the corner. Yukio leaving it for Thatchy. Thatchy, can you do it? No, what a save by Red Jr. Yet again, so consistent on defense, doing his job so well. Nervebot gets bumped off by Thatchy. Mobamba whiffs on this one, leaves it for Nervebot. Nervebot up into the skies, not enough boost to make something happen. 1 second left. I think Thatchy elects to leave it, and we have Game 7 overtime.
Now, this is going to be crucial. The kickoffs have been the absolute disgrace of Dissolve. They have not been able to have them much success, and Nervebot looking to change that narrative as Fort might have a counterattack option. Red Jr. last man back, doing really well to save time, but Yukio's there, shot gonna be wide. We don't see an early goal yet, and Mobamba able to get the clear. It's gonna be down to the wire. It's all about grit. The nerves at an all-time high. Nobody wants this more. You gotta want it the most. You gotta play the best you can, and Mobamba looking to do just that.
Thatchy with a great save again. Thatchy and Red have played phenomenal on defense, just allowing their teammates to pop off when needed. It's just going to matter who is the one to do it. Mobamba with an awkward bounce, able to take this one off the back wall, trying to get a 50 on to Thatchy, but Thatchy gets a great clear over him back to the midfield. Now we have Yukio with a redirect, but again, Red, double commit! This could be it! And it is! A double commit on defense ends the game! Unbelievable! Yukio to Fort, what a redirect! Nerves from Nervebot. Oh, unbelievable game. What an unbelievable series. Everything that we could have wanted, but Venom keep the tradition going. They take the odd number games 1, 3, 5, and 7.
Yeah, this series alone was the... I'm at a loss for words. This was such down to the wire, so close. A lot of people were probably thinking after Venom was able to win 7-2 that it might have been a lopsided series. Dissolved fought back. They fought very well, but in the end, it was the nerves. It was the double commit that ended up being the dagger. Venom were able to take it, and Fort able to move it on. And let's be real, this was the first match of semifinals for this Nemesis season. We have so much left in store. I am so excited for the rest of these matchups. If this is how the first one's going, I can only imagine what the rest of tonight's going to look like.
The rest of tonight has a lot to live up to, because that was the best game of Nemesis that I've ever seen, the best series of Nemesis that I have ever seen. That was to the wire. Great counterpunch after counterpunch. Each team not able to get the best of the other until the very end. Game 7 overtime. A phenomenal series. Congratulations to each of the teams for coming out. Dissolved, you had a phenomenal season. You had a phenomenal showing, and I know you will come back even stronger next year. But congratulations is in order to this Venom squad. They showed grit, determination, taking down the #1 seed. Congratulations to Fort Yukio and Thatchy Rat on a phenomenal series, and good luck in the rest of the playoffs.
Yeah, and man, I mean, just such a great game. Venom played so well. They played very consistent. I mean, we saw the pop-offs from Nerve. We saw the pop-offs from Yukio, the amazing defense, and man, I can't believe that series was so phenomenal. I mean, it had both of us on the edge of our seats. I know for sure, and I hope that everybody in watching was on the edge of their seats because, man, I mean, my heart's still racing. But with that will be it. We will have to take a quick break as now we're running behind. But I mean, I don't think anybody really cares that we're running a little bit behind. We will be though right back for some more amazing semifinals matches. You do not want to miss it. Stay tuned.
Don't need no problems, no, don't need no pain. I came for one thing, so don't get in my way. Don't need no problems, no, don't need no pain. I came for one thing, so don't get in my way. Don't need no problems, no, don't need no pain. I came for one thing, so don't get in my way. Don't need no problems, no, don't need no pain. I came for one thing, so don't get in my way. Don't need no problems, no. Don't need no pain. I came for falling, so don't need no problems, no. Don't need no pain. I came for falling, so don't get in my way. Don't need no problems, no. Don't need no pain. I came for falling, so don't get in my way. Don't need no problems, no. Don't need no pain. I came for falling, so don't get in my way. Don't need no problems, no. Don't need no pain. I came for falling. Till you get closer, closer, closer. Till you get it closer, closer, closer. Till you get it closer, closer, closer. Till you get it closer, closer, closer. Don't need no problems, no. Don't need no pain. I came for one thing, so don't get in my way. Till you get it closer, closer, closer. Till you get it closer, closer, closer. Closer, closer, closer. Till you get it closer, closer,
literally, he puts it in. 0 seconds remaining. He seems to be fighting hard for it. Oh my goodness, Rudy, what is this?
Doesn't get the touch he's looking for. Kato, Scott, oh, he gets the flick and he gets it through. Place there's Heck. He's gonna get the shot. He's gonna put it in. Back to back. Backward. Can he find the touch? He's gonna put the shot on it.
High off the backboard here. Opportunity. Here comes the shot.
Is this serious? Hold on. Surely this can't. Oh my
It's
lord!
go with the shot. It's gonna go in.
Oh, Copenhagen on the goal line. He did nearly over. Sweep. It comes through. The Venom, the improbable, the impossible, the 4-time champions. Alrighty, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to our next matchup of the night. We barely survived that last one. Game 7 overtime thriller. I know Ventus, he had to go catch his breath a little bit. You know, I was just watching it. I wasn't even casting it or playing it, and I had to catch my breath there, Ventus. A banger last series, and hopefully this next one here can live up to it as well.
Yeah, and you know, we've already seen one seed fall in this semifinals matchup. This is a 2 seed versus a 6 seed. Bearcats already had one upset to their season. Can they make it 2? That's what everybody has on their minds. Will Pineapples be able to continue their dominance? Because when they played against Lightspeed, they looked really, really good. They were able to play as a team. They were playing really fast, and you know, it's going to be up to them and Bearcats. Who's playing better? Will Bearcats be able to continue? They played really well against Hydra when they were able to take them down. So if Bearcats are on their game, we could see another upset. But either way, I'm hoping it's a fantastic matchup nonetheless.
Yeah, it's bound to be a fantastic matchup for sure, as both teams are in the lobby here. Channel point predictions are up, so you guys, last chance to get them in before we start this matchup. Before the ball kicks off here, so get your predictions in, and I want to hear from you, Ventus, as we got everyone in the lobby ready to go. Who do you got in this one?
You know, I got the prediction correct in the last one. I predicted Venom in Game 7. You know, so I'm on a roll today. That's what I'm saying, and you know, I think I got this one. I think Pineapples are gonna win it. I think their ceiling is the highest out of these two teams. I think Bearcats are going to put up a very good fight, though. I think Pineapples will probably win it in 6. I can just see the offense being too overwhelming for them.
Yeah, we're going to have to see here as this matchup is underway here. Pineapples versus Bearcats, and big story on the Bearcats end here. Aventus in this one. Ragtag Barrel, Hoop are here, but it's going to be Winter instead of Sky Newbie. And Sky Newbie, a big presence in their big upset win in the first round. Their first ever playoff win for the Bearcats all time. And now got to try to do it against this Pineapples team with Flip, Toj, and Flashy. And a lot of eyes are going to be on Winter and how he can fill those Sky Newbie shoes.
Yeah, and especially the biggest thing I'm looking at, Sky Newbie averaged 2.5 demos per game. And that's going to be something that has allowed Hoop Cup and Ragtag so much extra time and space on the ball. He's going to have to, you know, maybe manipulate some demos in his favor, get some bumps, and maybe play a little bit unorthodox, something that he's not necessarily used to, just to try to fit back into this team. But, you know, there could be a new dynamic. Winter could play a first man, be super aggressive, and force get time and space that way. It's not necessarily a one-way street, as we see, you know, some early shots coming out for the Pineapples, and Bearcats having to just rely on their pristine defense for the time being. But Pineapples, this is what their bread and butter is. I mean, Flip, Flashies, and Doge, all the top 3 shots per game. I mean, between those 3, they're averaging almost 12 shots per game, so absolutely crazy stuff. If they can shut down the Pineapples offense and kind of put them on the back foot, you know, they take the fire out of the Pineapples' wings.
Yeah, they are most certainly going to try to do so here. And now as we're in this game number 1 here of the semifinals, first semifinal matchup for the Rival League here. Looking to punch a ticket to the grand finals. Pineapples looking to grab this one out here. You're going to send that one down. It's going to be a little bit off, but is there a follow? The ball's going to pop up pretty high. Here comes Flash with a great shot there, but a Winter stepping up big. Wanted to see what he was made of. Able to find a great first save there. Can push that one off to the side, with the Pineapples still on the attack there. Ragtag, we saw some very clutch plays in that series from Ragtag Barrel, and trying to set one up here right to Winter, who sends it in the back of the net.
That's such a great play. Good counterattack as well. Ragtag was able to take it from his corner out mid, get the beat on flip 10-10, and Winter able to just come through, get an easy, nice little goal. Maybe a little bit of a nerves. They calmed down the nerves a little bit. They got the lead. They got the pressure. They converted very well. They held on defense as well. 4 saves already for this squad. And maybe this is one of the things where they got the nerves out of the way. They got them under control. This is where they can start playing more aggressive. This is where we see Winter kind of shine. This is where we see him do much better. But as I say, that double commit has to come out to make another save. And Pineapple's still on the offense, still as threatening as ever, just looking to convert some chances. Doge popping this one to the corner and flip, looking for a shot. Save coming through. Flash, he's trying to shoot it. Thought the demo coming through. But once again, man, Pineapple's not able to convert. Bearcats starting to hang on.
Yeah, and we talked about Winter being the sub here and, trying to fill in those shoes, but something to note is that Winter actually played a lot this season and was a mainstay on this roster here. He is 3rd Ventus in score per game in Rival League, so this guy knows how to get it done. We saw him put that first goal in the back of the net and give the Bearcats the early lead here as we still remain at a 1-0 margin in this game number 1. Ball gonna get 50 across the midfield hoop. Grabbing this one, trying to fire it down to Winter, but Flip gonna cut it off. Flash sending it back into Bearcat zone. Flip is just hunting down. He's trying to find some bumps, trying to find some demos. Ball high off the backboard. Here comes Flash for the shot, but it's hoop come on the goal line. Can he find another? Yes, he can. It's gonna go off the post. Can't find its way in the net. A great save there. And a minute 15 remaining here. The Pineapples need to find one Ventus, but it's going to be difficult with the way this Bearcats defense is locking things down.
Yeah, and I mean, this is also something that Winter does very well. I mean, in his games that you talked about, he averaged almost 2 saves per game, so the defense gonna be there from him. This defense might be a little bit stronger. Something that I didn't really think about is maybe they didn't need Sky Newbie there to increase their offense. Maybe they needed a Winter here to actually increase their ability on defense to hold on with how pressure heavy this Pineapples roster is, how so reliant they are on the offensive side of the ball. They don't have to play much defense. They aren't really forced to. And when they are on offense, they're so threatening. But if they can keep them at bay, if they can just have great rotations, it's something that could actually be a blessing in disguise that Sky Newbie isn't there. I know Sky Newbie is a phenomenal player, but maybe just the matchup-wise, Winter actually works better in their favor.
Yeah, maybe here, and with 15 seconds remaining, the Pineapples trying to find one more to see if they can force a Game 1 overtime. Otherwise, the Bearcats gonna come through with a Game 1 victory. This one in the corner, shot towards net. Ragtag has to race back and get the touch off to the side, but the Pineapples looking to keep it around. Flash and Flip both up. The ball is floating too far away, and the Bearcats are gonna come through and take game number 1.
And you know what? Pristine defense. They say defense wins championships, and I mean that's what Bearcats had to do right there. They were able to hold on. You see the 12 shots to 2 from the Pineapples. I mean, there's such a crazy difference, but you see the 10 saves coming out from Bearcats. So maybe a little bit of the shot differential is Pineapples missed a couple shots there, and the demos coming through from Pineapples. The pressure has been there, but the Bearcats hold strong. Something that I was a little bit worried, but Winter, been a great addition, had 3 saves. Hoop Cup had 3 saves. Ragtag had 4 saves and the assist. I mean, they all did their part. They all played stellar defense. We didn't see any double commits. It reminded me a lot of the Spartans' defense in the play-ins against Pinnacle, where they were just getting pummeled, but they did not break. They did not yield. They were able to hold on, and it was just such a strong defense that all they had to rely on was 1 or 2 counterattacks, and they could just hold on for the rest of the game. So hopefully Pineapples will be able to figure out something. But if they don't, it could get out of hand a little quickly.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes that counterattack play style, like you mentioned, it can be so deadly. And the Bearcats in that game number 1, they had 2 shots compared to the 12 from Pineapples. But the only one scoring the goal were the Bearcats, so they made the most of their opportunities that they had and able to take that Game 1 victory. And is this team one of these teams that is destined for greatness? We talked about it, finding their first ever playoff win all time were the Bearcats in their last matchup, winning in game number 7 against Hydra. And oh no, a terrible calamity as Toge is going to get credit for the goal.
Yeah, and we see a little bit of mental warfare coming out as well. Doge giving a nice one to Winter, kind of a little bit of an own goal. But we saw it a little bit in the previous series between Fort and Yukio, and we'll see it a little bit here as, you know, Pineapples are able to break through. They're able to find their first one. And, you know, that might be all that they need for the snowball effect to come through. They got one goal away. They saw the defense and rotations crack a little bit from this Bearcats. We saw kind of a double commit there coming through. And the own goal, it's tough. It happens. You have game one under your belt. You have the game one victory as well. So you have a little bit of that leeway. But you just got to lock back in. You got to keep your rotations smart. You got to stay calm. And especially against this defense, you need to not make many more mistakes.
Yeah, no, you can't make much more mistakes there, especially considering how favored the shots were in game number 1 for the Pineapples. This one pushed off to the side. Ragtag gonna collect this one, trying to scoop with it, but can't quite as Doge gonna push up to the sidewall. Hoop Cub gonna find that block, but it's Flip on the dribble. Hoop Cub gonna be trying to race back there as Winter's gonna be the one making that save. But ball still staying up there. Hoop Cub gonna send it down to Winter, but pushed back into Bearcats' end.
Yeah, almost. You see Rag. Oh, sorry. I just heard the pause and I kind of took over this. You know, that might be a little bit on me, but some more demos coming through from Pineapples, and they're really just trying to break down the Bearcats. They're trying to see where the holes are, and, you know, unfortunately they just have not found much. Bearcats are just playing very well, especially in the midfield, forcing challenges, and, you know, it might be difficult for the Pineapples to break through. They did get the one goal, but really, they didn't earn it. They need to get one under their belt on their own fruition. And, you know, once that happens, we might see a little bit different of a game. But until then, Bearcats are still looking really good.
Yeah, they are looking solid here as we approach the halfway point here in game number 2. Pineapple's only goal so far in this series was that own goal from Winter. And this one, oh my goodness, it's going to be pinched all the way back. Doge going to get up to that one. Almost an insane cross-map pinch to tie it right back up. But instead, we're going to see this ball just into the Pineapple zone. The ball coming off the corner, not quite ready for that read. Hoop over to Winter. Winter off the backboard, looking for the double tap, trying to find it. Can't get that touchdown with a follow-up coming through. Winter trying to get in the way, but Pineapple's going to be able to save that one away. Another good opportunity there for the Bearcats, but they couldn't quite convert. And now this one flying up a long way. Doge, not the touch he's looking for. Ball's coming straight down, trying to find the dunk. Is Ragtag, but that one is blocked away again. And now a counterattack attempt. Flash, can you put it on the net? Not quite, but Ragtag is there. And Ventus, a couple of really close opportunities. The Pineapples just a little bit awkward on some of these touches.
Yeah, and I mean, this is something we're not used to seeing. The Pineapples only limited to 2 shots, and one of them was the own goal from Winter that really wasn't even a shot. So the Bearcats are playing very, very well in the midfield and diffusing pressure before it really becomes a problem. But as I say, that Flip getting a free look at the net, a great pass there from Doge, a miss coming out from both players in Winter and Ragtag, and Flip gonna get a nice, easy one. Unfortunately, the Bearcats' mistakes gonna prove too much this time as Pineapples get their first real goal of the series, but a 2-0 lead here might be enough for them to secure game number 2.
Yeah, that's a second goal there, and this one, the first one, they really worked super hard to own, as not an own goal this time. It's a nice shot from Flip, one of the best scorers in all of Nemesis this season. He knows how to get the job done in front of the net. It's now a minute 13 remaining here. Bearcats gonna have to try to find 2 here. Only amassed 2 shots last game, and now need to find 2 goals here in the final minute. This one pushed off the corner. Doge gonna take control, gonna find a good pinch over the top, gonna chase this one down. Looking for another one there. Gonna find a double tap towards the net. Oh my goodness, the follow from Flip is denied away. That was almost an insane shot onto the net, but not quite meant to be. As now the Bearcats looking to find the attack. Nice touch from Doge again to push that one away the corner. He's making some good touches here after earlier miscues. As Flip sends that one up high. Winter now sending it back, trying to find any sort of counterattack here in the final 30 seconds. The net is open. Can they find a touch? They are going to push it off there just in time, but Bearcats really trying to sell out for this aggression, knowing they need 2 goals if they're going to want to win this game. And now it's Hoop Cub looking to find the flick, but he's denied away. This Flip going to block that one off. This one off the sidewall. Ragtag dropping this one. It's dropping right down. Can they find another touch? No, Hoop can't quite get to it as the ball sent off to the side. going the wrong way. And the Pineapples, Ventus, gonna come through and take a game 2 victory.
Yeah, it seemed as soon as the Pineapples really got the lead off of that own goal, we saw a lot more mistakes coming up from Bearcats. They were trying to play more aggressive, and it kind of led to a lot more of those mistakes, a lot more of those double commits, a lot more of those missed touches, and they're bumping each other a little bit more in transition. And even though it looks like the total and the stat line is a lot closer of a game, it feels like Pineapples really took advantage and kind of maintain a lot of the pressure throughout the half. I mean, there's still crazy saves coming out from the side of Bearcats, but you know, once those mistakes and those double commits start adding up, it just creates more and more opportunities for this Pineapple roster. And I mean, Doge almost had that crazy double touch, but unfortunately, I mean, the save comes through, but that's not going to happen every time. We're going to see some crazy goals like that get it going through and finding the back of the net. And so Bearcats, they're going to have to find some more offense. They're going to have to be able to hold on to the Pineapples, and it's a tough task, but it's one that we saw them be able to do against Hydra.
Yeah, it is. And I mean, they have the experience of that long series that we saw in their last matchup, like you mentioned, their first ever win in that postseason. So they would really find that here, and they have a little bit of that experience in the postseason. Obviously, Pineapple's taken a win as well, but they did so in a sweet fashion. And this one just sent back towards the end of Ragtag, forced to jump at the last minute and make that one save to the side there. So now we're into this game number 3. Reminder, best of 7s here. So we're into the semifinals now, so long series. This one off the corner. Ball getting blocked out in the midfield. Pineapples looking to keep control now. Flash off the ceiling. Gonna find another touch around 1. Ragtag gonna be blocked, but Flash is gonna fall on that one, but it's gonna go right to Doge, who gets the shot of the Pineapples, bringing the one striking first.
Yeah, and you know, maybe not the most intentional passes there from Flashy, but it works out really well. Doge is there for the fall. The third man commits early, but it doesn't matter because it's such a great shot there on net. And Pineapples, they find the goal that they've needed. They've finally broken through the defense very cleanly, and we've only needed 2 shots this time to be able to do so, both coming from Doge. So Flashies and Flip just playing possession, getting the couple beats in the midfield, and pushing their way closer to the Bearcats net, waiting and just getting those quick touches around the players, forcing the Bearcats out, and the Bearcats just kind of falling for it. They're getting baited. They're not fake challenging enough. They're not really forcing them to throw the possession away, and they're kind of being a little bit too dive happy because they have not really gotten that much pressure. They've only had but really one real offensive opportunity where they've gotten the goal off of it in game number 1. They have yet to score for about 8 or 9 minutes here, so gonna be a tough ask, but Ragtag a great clear there to try to help them out.
He's able to push Flashy off that boost there. Is this ball a little bit awkward again? As Hoop forced to send this one back. Ragtag gonna hit it off the wall to Demo. Comes through on the side of Bearcats. Hoop now looking to stay with this one. The ball pitched back out there, gonna fly up high in the midfield. It's floating. Ragtag trying to drop this ankle down towards the net off the backboard there, but not quite a follow from anyone on the Bearcats end here. As Ragtag dropping down to Winter. Winter gonna get bumped in the way as there it looks like to be a Rule 1 in the net there in the playoffs. You're in the semifinals, sticking to it right there. As this one is pushed off to the side, so temporary 2v2 here, Ventus. And is it in favor of the Bearcats? It is! It's Winter and company putting that one in and tying things up.
Yeah, you just see, since they were already in their half, they had low resources. You saw Doge there with absolutely 0 boost, and I mean, maybe it was a smart Rule 1 play by Hoop Cub trying to just take the one player that had the boost originally and flip 10-10 completely out of the play, take his resources out of the option and opportunities. But as I say that, a shot coming through from Flip to try to open up the scoring once again for Pineapples. Bearcats holding on though. A very awkward turn of events, and Doge actually an awkward turn of events there as well, as he's not able to find the touch, and Bearcats just gonna not luck, but they're gonna find another goal here off of a 50 gone wrong with Hoop Cub and Flip, the 2 players who were in the Rule 1 previously, and Bearcats gonna take the lead. Interesting turn of events. Pineapples back on the back foot after seemingly in control throughout most of this game.
Yeah, they have been in big control. As a big miss comes through Hoop Cub, he's going to take it all the way down the court into the back of the net there. And what a turn of events here, Ventus, from up 1 to down 2.
Yeah, and there's some big swing and misses coming out from the Pineapples. Doge was the first one, Flip now the second one to kind of commit really fast as third man. Being aggressive as they are, that does and can tend to happen, as we see another miss there from Flashes. It might be another open net, but Winter not going to be able to find that one on target, and Ragtag going to get a beat out. Flashy's last man back has to pop this one away. And the Bearcats, they are super happy that this happened the way it did. The 2 goals give them a 2-goal lead now, and all they have to do is play the good defense that they've been doing. They have limited the Pineapple scoring very frequently, and so it seems like they don't even need to limit the scoring of the Pineapples when they're going to just score more on their own. A great double tap there, a good beat from Ragtag, leaving a perfect shot, a good follow-up from Hoop Cub. Doge not expecting the double tap to come through, and Bearcats a 4-1 victory. Not something that I really expected, but I mean, we saw it with the Pineapples last season when it was Flip and Marco. Flip kind of came under pressure, kind of didn't have the best of series in the quarterfinals, and maybe he's got to lock back in. He got beat. He had a crucial mistouch there as well, so gotta look towards him to really step up, as he is also only having 74 or 76 points now on this game. Really gonna have to step up for the rest of the series.
Yeah, and that's the guy you want to step up. I mean, 3rd in goals per game in all of Nemesis this season, so he really knew how to get it done. Now they're going to need some of those goals if they're going to take this game 3. Plus, they'll find themselves down 2-1 in this series. This one, dribble over the top. Big pinch comes through from Flash and Flip. Ball pops up. Doge and Flash both jumping for this one. But Winter is going to meet him at the apex. As now Flip going to find a touch. Looking to send it down towards the net, but that one's going to be parried away here as we're down to a minute left in this game number 3. Flip now. Going to find that block. Ball out in the midfield going towards the net. Who is going to get this one. Just going to pick it up nice and slow. Try and take control. One of the best dribblers that I've seen in Nemesis, especially in the Rival League this season. This one's a big opportunity, but they can't get it across the midfield. The demo left some space, but the Pineapples still could not capitalize.
Yeah, and I mean, it was a great demo. Doge was able to get past that third man, get the demo on him, and Flashy just couldn't speed the ball up enough, didn't get quality enough touches to allow it to go into the midfield quick enough. Winter was able to respawn, kind of get in the way as well, and so Bearcats still going to be able to hold on, and Pineapples really struggling to get offense going, and you've seen them time and time again. They're kind of going for these really aggressive plays. They're not able to find them. They're constantly making mistouches on the ball. They're double committing. It's very uncharacteristic from them, and I think it's because they're really struggling with breaking through this Bearcats defense. Bearcats have been playing so phenomenally, and Pineapples, they're starting to feel the pressure. They're starting to get a little antsy. They're making more mistakes because they are so anxious to try to break through this defense that they're constantly making more and more mistakes. And you saw Bearcats, they didn't have to do too much. They got 2 free goals. Doge missed and Flip missed his third man, and then there's the 50 goal that just kind of trickled towards the back of the net. And so Bearcats really got 1 or 2 concrete goals in that game, and it was enough. I mean, they would have been enough regardless. And they go up in the series. They look pretty good. I'm really looking for Pineapples to step up. I mean, Flashies and Flip, both, they're the number 1 and 2 player rated in all of Rival League, and you talked about Flip being the number 1 or number 3 player in all of Nemesis in goals per game. So both these players really going to have to step it up. The speed might have to increase because they aren't getting the clean beats that they need to or used to. The demos might need to increase because even when they did, it wasn't good enough. They weren't able to capitalize on it on the back line. And I mean, maybe just the offense is out of sync right now.
Yeah, it does look a little bit out of sync, and maybe after that Rule 1, it kind of threw him off. And I was going to bring it up too, Ventus, the Rule 1 happened so quickly. But that was Flip, the best, we talked about the best goal scorer, one of the main contributors on this offense. And the Bearcats took him out. And then from there, everything just went downhill for the Pineapples. There was nothing left in the tank for them. And, I think it really threw them off their game. And now looking into this game number 4, Ventus, I wouldn't call it a must win here, but this is a pretty big win for Pineapples to at least get some momentum.
Honestly, I'm going to one-up you. I think this is a must-win game for the Pineapples. I think if they lose this, the mental's not going to be intact. They are going to be panicking. They're going to be really rushing. The shots aren't coming through anyways, and we just see that the Pineapples they don't look to be on their A game right now. They need to tighten things up. You can't let things slide further out of control. You need to at least get a game here so that you can still have more time. Even if you get hot late into the series, you have that ability. If you go down 3-1, it is infinitely harder. You don't have any more wiggle room. At least if they win this game, they have that extra wiggle room that they can continue to work on things and find out the best way to attack this Bearcats lineup. But it seems like they have not been able to do that so far. And I mean, 3 games in, and I mean, that's a great shot. That you know, might make me eat my words a little bit. But 3 games in, they have not really figured out this defense. A good fake there from Flip kind of throws them off.
Yeah, no, Flip just jumping up there. Had to make him think a little bit, and then Doge comes through with a big follow. Able to sit in the bottom, and then Bearcats can't quite get it away. And yeah, maybe there is the offense that can allow them to extend their life a little bit more in the series. As Doge now send this one towards the net. Winter gonna push this one to the corner. Not gonna stay with it, but Flip is gonna be on this one. It's sent out now. Hoop gonna be blocked off there. Ragtag sending it down to Hoop in the corner. Hoop trying to find something. This one gonna go off the ceiling. A nice little redirect there from Doge. As that one is gonna get around. Pineapple's looking on the attack. Flip trying to find off that pass there. But instead, this one gonna be blocked. Hoop now taking this one up. Big dunk by Doge. Looking for the demo there, but Ragtag on that defense is gonna hold it strong here. As we're in the middle of game number 4 here. And the Pineapples really starting to put some offensive flash. He's looking for something crazy there. But it does seem like now Ventus, after they found that first goal, the Pineapples are really turning up the aggression.
Yeah, and I mean, I think that's really what they need. They need to figure out how to break down this Bearcats defense, and they haven't really been able to do it that much. It's taken a lot of effort. They had to play very well and not allow many counterattacks. And I mean, that's just what the Pineapples are learning to have to do. They're having to kind of play a little bit differently than they're used to. Is they're having to not commit their third man as hard as they'd like to. Their shots aren't going to be able to come through from that third man that they've been wanting to. And Pineapples, they have not allowed a single shot on their net yet. They've been playing very exclusively in the Bearcats half, but still, they've only gotten 1 goal to show for it. Usually by now, we'd see Pineapples have a 3-goal lead. They can just play very confidently, very aggressively without much, worry about consequences. But with a 1-goal lead or a tie game, they have to worry, and it looks like they might get a counterattack goal this time, as one shot comes through from the Bearcats and it turns into a counterattack and a quick goal there. All players from the Bearcats committing, and Pineapples gonna take advantage, something that isn't gonna come very frequently with how well the Bearcats defense has been playing, but maybe they can capitalize more on this counterattack style, try to bait the Bearcats into bad shots and then turn it into quick goals.
Yeah, and that one, Bearcats really trying to push the aggression here, trying to find something. Instead, all they'll find is a counterattack, as this one sent up to the backboard. Might be able to find something here. Big miss from Doge, and Hoop is going to take advantage. And the Bearcats now back within 1.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, Flashies gets beat out. It was a good touch there. A bad mistake coming out from Doge. Very awkward, though. You see Doge and Flashies kind of on the same rotation path. They were going to try to commit on the same ball. And you just, unfortunately for them, it's going to be a very tough time when you have a player like Ragtag or Hoop Cub who's very quick to the ball, able to get that one there. And Hoop Cub trying to get another shot going. And this Bearcats roster changing up what they're doing each time they're playing. They're trying to play more in the midfield. They're trying to play more aggressive, but they're still trying to keep this airtight defense. And Winter might have gotten a shot on target, but the post really going to help them out there. And Pineapple's going to luck out a little bit with able to keep the lead.
Wow, that was a couple of close chances there, Ventus, as they almost found the back of the net. The Bearcats desperate to sell out here to try to force at least overtime in this game number 4, try to put themselves 1 win away from their first ever Grand Finals appearance. As Hoop gonna send this one out, this one off the wall here, Flip gonna find that touch, but Ragtag sends it up high. Double commit comes through from the Pineapples. Winter gonna make a turn, but demoed for his efforts. This one popped up, blocked by Hoop, ball out of the midfield, floating. Ragtag sending it towards the net. It's gotta be Doge to make the touch. Gonna find something here. Winter sent it towards the net off the backboard. They're trying to get to it, and Pineapples, they do find a way to clear it away. Final seconds of regulation. Pineapples trying to find a dagger here. Flip off the corner there. This one sent a long way. Flash is over on the side, trying to find that one. It's going to be pinched off to the sidewall. It looks like it's getting the Pineapples attacking this ball first. They're going to fake it down into the ground, and they are going to tie this series up at 2. And Ventus, I love some guaranteed Forbidden Temple.
Hey, you know, I love the long series 2-2 game. Very close games as well. We see that the shot total is very close. Bearcats kind of tightened it up towards the end. They did falter a little bit in the beginning, which allowed the Pineapples to kind of get their 2 goals. But I mean, the shot totals are the same, save totals are the same, demos are almost the same. Both the Pineapple goals are kind of off solo plays, and that mistake there from the Bearcats. And I mean, really, it's going to come down to the wire, I think. It's very close. Both these teams, I mean, Bearcats are playing phenomenally. I think they're playing very much up to the Pineapples. The defenses have been absolutely stellar. The Pineapples are having trouble breaking through. Whoops. And we hopefully will get to see another Game 7. That would be absolutely phenomenal. I think that would be the icing on the cake, is if we could just have all Game 7s tonight. I think I would probably have a heart attack, which might not be good for me, but might be good for all the viewers.
Hey, you know, we always love the content, especially when it comes to these semifinal matches. That's why we always want to get them all on stream. It's just so exciting when you get to this playoff time here, and this series has definitely brought us some excitement early on with the Bearcats going up 2-1, but it's been so back and forth between these two teams. We're tied up as we're into a pivotal game number 5. The winner of this one will put themselves 1 win away from the rivalry grand finals, and it's a shot out for Ragtag Barrel. He's coming back around. Watch out there as Doge is going to get up to Bearcats. Attackers go for that one. A big miss. The net isn't open. No Hoop is racing back just in time with Doge with a massive dunk. He's trying to find the bump, but it's Ragtag instead. Some chaos early on. Hoop is going to take the fake. Flip is trying to go in. A redirect attempt. Some chaos early on. Demos raining on the pitch. Pineapple's trying to take a shot. And oh my goodness, Ventus, a chaotic first minute as this one is finally pushed off to the side.
Yeah, the bumps and demos coming through very early, trying to open up the path. It seems like that's the path the Pineapples have decided to take. They're looking for the bumps, and this one gonna be an open opportunity as another missed rotation, and I think a bump coming through, as it looks like a great bump there from Doge on Winter, opening up the scoring path for Flashy's. Flashy's good follow-up. Gonna be Pineapple's way to score against this Bearcats lineup. This is something they have not tried before. It's something that has worked out, at least right now. And we'll have to see how the Bearcats handle it, how they're going to be able to score and keep up with the offense abilities of the Pineapples while still being able to play the defense with basically a player breathing down the back of their neck at every single moment.
Yeah, no, the demos and the bumps are just so massive when you got players of this caliber, some of the best in the rival league on the pitch right now, trying to show up and do whatever they can to lead their team to a victory. This ball's dropping down. Doge, well, nice touch and flash. He may have been bumping two Bearcats defenders right there. He's gonna look to snag some boost on the backside. This ball pops up. Winter looking to push it down, but Doge is right there, sending that one back towards the net. Double commit comes through from the Bearcats, but gonna be pushed off for the moment there. Some mistouch comes through, gonna be sent off to the side. Pineapples looking to keep the attack. Winter passing it back, but it's only gonna find off to the side. Demo is gonna come through there. As this one gonna be controlled by Ragtag. This one popping up, trying to get the bump there, but who comes holds it down, passing the midfield for Flip. This one sent down. Winter trying to find a redirect with Flash. Able to get back just in time to push that one off. So now Ragtag, he's looking for the bump, but Flash was ready for it to help his team out there. Clear this one away. So they're back on the attack. Ball can be tapped by Winter. Ragtag sending it across, looking for Hoop, but only going to find Doge, who's taking this one off the ceiling, dropping it down. A great passing play, but it's spit out there by Ragtag Barrel. He does not want that one to find the back of the net, trying to keep this only a 1-goal margin here, as we've got 2:15 remaining in this one, Ventus, and the Bearcats are really trying to break out of their zone.
Yeah, I mean, you just see so many cuts and rotation from the Pineapples. Another shot coming through, and that one gonna find the back of the net as a great pass there from Flip, a good shot. And you just see time and time again, these Pineapples players, they're trying to just wait and see if the mid boost is there, instantly turning. They're trying to take the corner boost and then instantly turning for the ball, even if they don't get it. They're able to just constantly hold the line up in the Bearcats' almost net. They can let one player stay a little bit back in the midfield, wait for a potential clear to come through, pick up the free ball, and another shot coming through from Flip, but a crazy save coming through from Ragtag. This might be a counterattack opportunity with Hoop Cup trying to pop this one to the backboard. Doge, not a great touch. This one might be an own goal. And no, Winter not able to find the shot. Absolute diabolical. Ragtag there. Wait, this net is open. And Bearcats gonna get one back. I don't know how they were able to stay. It looks like Flashies was bumping Flip. Winter then gets the follow-up bump on Flip. And man, absolute crazy turn of events. A crazy save from Ragtag turning into instant offense for the Bearcats.
Yeah, I think Winter was actually trying to read that touch there. Wasn't expecting to miss. He did get one bump, and then the Bearcats were able to find it through. And now all of a sudden, only down by 1 here in such a big game number 5. But you got to get up for this one. Winter is able to send that one off to the side. Flip out in the midfield to Doge. Looking for something there. Can't quite find it. Ragtag on this one. Going to find the 50 off to the side while the Bearcats got to push some pressure here as Winter sends it a long way. Forcing Flip to jump up. He's going to push that one off his backboard. It's ball dropping down. This Flash is going to send it up high. Ragtag to the corner. Doge on the control there. Not a lot of boost to work with. Just playing it slow. Playing it low. This one popped up. Flip taken to the sidewall. Can leave it for Flash. It's towards the net, and the net is wide open. There's nobody back from the Bearcats there, and Flash gonna extend the lead once more.
Unfortunately, this has kind of been the trait of the Bearcats. Once they get down, they start trying to play more aggressive. They're not relying on their counterattack style, and we see a little bit of rotation issues where they're not leaving a third man back enough, where they're not able to cover, and we see that has been the kind of kryptonite for this team. Their defense has been so amazing, and almost a great shot there. Another bump coming out. Winter there for the follow-up, though. They put themselves back within 1 goal, and I mean, a beautiful play. And luckily this time, they don't make any rotational issues as Winter is able to convert it. Hoop Cup, though, was very close. The rotation there, very dire and very aggressive to try to do it, try to get the goal. And when it doesn't come to fruition, the Bearcats kind of put themselves in a really bad spot, kind of shoot themselves in the foot, if you might. And they kind of put themselves in a hole where now they open themselves to counterattacks. Their defense has been locked down and really good, and we might see another shot opportunity. And I mean, great beat in the midfield from Hoop Cub, and all of a sudden this game is tied, and I don't know how this has happened.
Yeah, and Flash just looked like he went for the mid boost and was really expecting maybe a teammate to follow up behind him, and unfortunately Flip was way too far back. Flash needed to make that touch, and instead it's going to be Hoop and the Bearcats tying it up, trying to steal away this game. It's now tied up at 3 here. Winner put themselves 1 win away from the grand finals. This one is sent back off to the side here. Ball to the corner here. Flip now trying to get to that one. Can't quite find that touch, but he is going to pop this one up high. Flash faking it out, maybe leaving it for a teammate, but the Bearcats not to be faked there. Final 14 seconds of regulation in game number 5. Ragtag, he's going to send it back down. Flip, what does he got for this one? Going to pop it by 1. Going to snag that boost, but the ball's dropping down in the midfield. Pineapples sending this one down, but nobody is going to connect, and we have overtime in game 5.
Yeah, and these rosters have gone back and forth. The bumps have been very crucial. The Pineapple is getting a few extra missed touches there towards the end, getting a little bit beat in the midfield, trying to play a little bit too aggressive, trying to commit too fast with no boost. The rotations have not been coming through, but this is a rotation coming through. What a save coming out from Hoop Cub and absolutely keeping them in this game. I mean, absolutely beautiful. This follow-up comes through from Ragtag. Hoop Cub gonna put this one out there. Winter needs to make a further save, and what a save coming again as another shot looking to come through. One player back, and that's Ragtag. He's not able to get the clear, but Hoop Cub is, and he's able to keep them out of it. Absolute crazy back to back to back. What a saves coming through, and this one might be a mistake coming from Flip. This one gonna be back into the midfield. Hoop Cub trying to put a shot on target, and Bearcats looking to try to take this. I mean, the way that the first series went tonight, Rockerman, was the underdog took game 1, 3, 5, and 7. So far, it's been the same trend. Bearcats have taken games 1 and 3. Pineapples have responded, but will Bearcats be able to take game number 5?
Well, if they can keep that defense up, Ventus, I'm all on the train right here. All aboard the Bearcats as they are trying to fly to another victory here. And after those clutch saves, it's hard to bet against them, but the Pineapples, their offense has been so strong all season long. They're hunting for more here. But they got a little room here. It's up to Winter. Can he find the angle? He does, but Flash is back in the net, able to make the save. Flash sending this one up high, looking for Doge. Doge gonna win it off the corner. Is there a follow? Hoop Cup can't find that one. Winter can't find that one. The ball is floating there for Flip. He wasn't quite ready for 2 players to miss that ball. Had to play safe as that 3rd man. As now Flip trying to turn it back in. He's gonna push this one across the side here. Winter taking control. Flash bumped off this one, but here comes Flip, bending it down. Ragtag is gonna push this one a long way. Bearcats now trying to find an attack. Flip with a big demo. Hoop Cup gotta make this touch. Gonna pop it up high. It's the Pineapple, send it down. Doge. He's gonna collect this one. Gonna stay up high. Gonna try to find that 50. Ball just gonna stay in the corner. Flip now off that one with Flash a little far back. Hoop is gonna find that bang. Flash again gonna cut this one off. As a demo opened up some space off the backboard. Doge is gonna find that touch, but the Bearcats are on the attack, looking for the bump there. But Flip is gonna clear that one away. We stay tied at 3 apiece here in this overtime. It seems like only a moment away from finding a goal here, Ventus, as both these teams are playing very solid. As Hoop is going to send this one up off the backboard. Ragtag looking for the double tap. Oh my goodness. Ragtag barrel.
Oh my gosh, Ragtag, beautiful shot, beautiful beat on the double commit coming out from the Pineapples. Bearcats put themselves in position to win this series. They're on match point now. Dangerous territory for the Pineapples. They need to win Game 6 and Game 7. And I mean, such a beautiful shot. Good speed from Ragtag. Absolute peaking. 4 saves to the name. 2 goals. 930 points coming out. I mean, the saves were absolutely beautiful. He had that one pinch save off of his own crossbar that led to a goal earlier in this game. He had the final double tap. He sank the dagger for this game number 5, and they look ready. They look like an upset may be here. Pineapples, I said they were going to win in Game 6. They have not looked up to the standard that the Bearcats have. The Bearcats have looked like the more threatening team right now, and that's with the sub of Winter, somebody who they have not played super frequently with towards the second half of the season. And the Pineapples, they need something to change.
Yeah, they do need something to change here, and they've had some great offense, but the defense has been so huge from the Bearcats, and they turn it into offense, and Ragtag Barrel has had a masterful playoffs thus far. Another huge highlight, signature moment from Ragtag, and now it's got to be all eyes on the Pineapples. Do they have someone that can make a signature moment here? And you got to look here, Ventus. You got to look towards the man we all know and love. You got to look to Flip 1010. What does he have in Forbidden Temple here?
Yeah, and you really gotta hope he can step up, as it looks like a kickoff goal might come through. That one off the post, though. Gonna bounce up. A bump coming through. Flip has a shot opportunity, but a great save gonna come away from Hoop Cub. Another beat, though, in the midfield. Flash is there for the shot. A double commit coming through as well from the Pineapples. An early offense for the Pineapples has not netted anything, as we see constantly this defense of Bearcats holding strong. And, you know, Flip 1010, he needs to step it up. I know he is a very great player. I mean, he's the #1 player rated in Nemesis. He needs to come clutch when it matters most, though. You cannot have a lackluster game when it comes down to the wire, and him and Flashies are really who I'm looking to. I think Doge has had a very solid series. He's had a couple mistakes, though, on the defensive half, but I think him on offense has really done very well. So Flip and Flashies, #1 and #2 player rated in Rival, need to step it up if they want to force a Game 7. And, you know, that's what I'm hoping. I'm always hoping for the content. I'm hoping for the Game 7 and maybe even the Game 7 overtime.
Well, we'll have to see here. It's all on the Pineapples here in Forbidden Temple, the home of craziness and chaos. And Nemesis, as a big miss, comes through, and it's going to be the Pineapples hungry for game number 7.
Yeah, and Ragtag just a little bit too aggressive there, trying to get up very quickly for the read. Isn't going to be able to make it. It looked very reminiscent of a couple of the Pineapples misses from earlier in this series, but the later into the series it gets, the more crucial it is to be able to play to perfection. And Ragtag had a great game in game number 5, but he's going to have to continue to put up a dominant performance in game number 6 if he wants to close it out here and not allow the Pineapples to come through with a potential game 7 alert. And Pineapples looking to get it started. Flip 1010 looking for a pass, and Ragtag just one man back, one man to beat, but he cannot do it. Winter having to collect this ball, having to keep it in his possession, but the Pineapples ever so threatening, just continue to add on the pressure.
Yeah, they are always threatening, always looking for their opportunities here. Counterattack, straight aggression is a demo. It's going to open up some space. Ragtag going to fake it out. Going to force a hit from Doge. This one's dropping down towards net. Winter is going to find that one. Going to send this one up high. Flip is looking to pass it back, but it's going to be Winter who's going to get it over the top there as the ball pinches down in the midfield. Flash and Flip both in the same exact spot there. Ragtag going to send this one up high off the backboard hoop. Not a lot of boost, but he's going to send it to the wall. Winter is racing out to this one. Going to win that ball in the midfield. Demo attempts coming through. Flash is trying to avoid everything. He's trying to take it all himself there, but it's going to be pushed off to the side by Winter. As this one popped up high, Ragtag sending it down. This one off the ceiling. Going to be dropping towards the net, but Hoop is going to make that save here. It's the Pineapples again, looking to attack, looking for a bump there. Big 50 comes down. Flip is trying to come through, but Ragtag, he sends it out. The net is open. It's got to be Doge racing back. This one a little bit too high. Not going to find its way down, but another Demo is going to open up a little bit more space, but Doge, he's going to be the one sending it down. Trying to get it over the top of the last here, but Ventus, 2:15 remaining here in this game number 6. The Pineapples holding on, but who knows for how much longer.
Yeah, they have not really been able to hold the Bearcats to not scoring late in the game. That's where Bearcats have done most of their damage, but Flip looking to do damage here as he's going to find a lapse in the rotations. A double commit push coming through from Hoop Cub and Ragtag, neither really in the correct spot. Hoop Cub kind of going up, the comms not going to be there. A little bit of panic setting in to the Bearcats. They were very close. They have the match point. They need to be able to finish it. They need to keep Pineapples out of this game, but Pineapples, they were able to score, and who better than Flip 10-10, able to find the back of the net and kind of put them on Game 7 alert with a great assist from Flashies. But here we go, Hoop Cub trying to get a flick. It's over Doge. This one barred down. Ragtag there, but not going to be on target, and Pineapples hold on once again. Bearcats having to retreat.
Yeah, and that was another great counterattack opportunity. Obviously, great goal by Flip to give the Pineapples that cushion lead here. But this one sent back. Got to be a triple commit to parry that one away. And the Bearcats going to need to make some offense if they want to avoid a game number 7. This one pushed off the wall. Hoop Cub sending it up. One blocked off by Flash. Doge off the sidewall. Ball can be pinched down. Winter going to find that touch. As Ragtag dunked out by Flip, it's just dropping towards the net. With that one, Hoop is going to get there in time. Able to save it away, keeping it at a 2-goal deficit. But only 60 seconds remain here in this game number 6. And Flip, he wants game number 7. He's feeling it.
You know, that one might be the dagger. Beautiful shot, top right. I mean, a great 50 from Doge. 2 players back on the Bearcats, but they were not able to make the save. Flip doing his best to keep them in the series. A beautiful game 6 for him. And, I mean, 2 goals, 5 shots. This Pineapples team back in form. They've accumulated 11 shots now. They're looking to take it to Game 7. A bump there coming through. Flip there for the follow. He gets his 3rd. Flashies with his 3rd assist. Call him a playmaker. Call him a goal scorer. Give him the hat trick for Flip. Give him the playmaker for Flashies. This Pineapples roster is ready for this Game 7, Rocker Man.
Yeah, and there is going to be some big momentum unless the Bearcats can find something here at the end of this game number 6, because the Pineapples and their offense, their 2 dynamic players, have stepped up big. We saw Doge a lot in this series, but in this game number 6, you want the stars to shine, and they certainly have for this Pineapples team here. And now, final 30 seconds here of game number 6. The Bearcats looking to find something here to build on, to take into this game number 7, a win or go home, an opportunity for your first grand finals ever, your org's first grand finals since season number 8 there. They're going to try to make something happen here as this one popped up high, dropping out in the midfield. Bearcats looking to find one. Ragtag off the backboard, looking for the double, but off the inside out there is Flip with a denial there. He does not want them to have any momentum. He wants to send one more in the back of the net at the final seconds, but it will touch the ground here, Ventus, and we've got some more great words for you. Game 7.
Those are music to my ears. I am so excited. Pineapples look like they've refound their momentum. Bearcats making a little bit too mistakes. They're trying to play too aggressive. They need to go back to what has worked, and it's those counterattacks. It's the defense that's worked out for them, and just waiting for the Pineapples shots to come through, waiting for them to be overzealous, wait for them to make a mistake. But Game 7 is what it comes down to. Who wants it more? I talked about it in the last series. You know, this is actually the same turn of events, the same trend as the first series of the night, where we had the underdog taking games 1, 3, and 5, the the top seed taking games 2, 4, and 6. Will Pineapples be able to change that narrative, or will Bearcats be able to complete the upset like we've seen earlier today? You know, maybe we just copied and pasted the scripts for this game to the last game, and you know, I'm not one for to be opposed to that. I think Game 7, maybe we see an overtime here.
Well, maybe here, but what we do know, Ventus, a guaranteed is that the winner of this one is going to move on to the grand finals. The losers, their dreams will be dashed here. And it all comes down to this in game number 7 here of the Rival League semifinals. It's been back and forth all series long. These teams have been trading punches back and forth. But who will deal the final blow? As Winter going to control this one in the corner here. Ball popping up the Pineapple, starting on the attack there. Hoop Cup going to make the touch. Flash off the backboard, looking for another read. The ball is floating up, but here comes Flip, but he can't quite get that one down on target. This one ricochets off the corner. First goal, ever so crucial in a Game 7. And the Bearcats get some momentum after the Pineapples punch him in the mouth. It's a big miss right there, but Doge is going to be able to get back to it as Winter sends this one high off the ceiling. Flash able to push that one out off to the sidewall there. Ball up in the midfield. Flash off the backboard. Bearcats, their defense so strong so many times. It's Ragtag Barrel on the dribble, but he's going to be deleted by Flip there. Off of that opportunity is Doge now looking to take it down. Flash off the corner. Denied away as more demos rain out on the pitch here. Flip is going to get one of his own on the pass back here. And Aventus, like we mentioned, this goal, first goal is so crucial, and it's going to be Doge with the big dunk, and the Pineapples strike first.
Yeah, and I mean, just an unfortunate play. Winter, not the best touch and catch. He's trying to get a follow-up, but it goes right to Doge. Doge is there. He gets the dunk. Pineapples continue their momentum from game number 6, where they had such dominant offense. Doge doing everything this game, has all 3 shots. Flashy's with the assist, but it was really the dunk on Winter that sealed the deal. And Winter having to clear this ball out, having to get the clear once again. Flashy's not going to be able to find the touch. Hoopka trying to take possession, trying to get a beat, but Doge is there again. Big step up from the third man on this team. We talked about Flashy and Flip 10-10, and Flashy's almost able to get a shot there. Almost made me trip over my words. And the real thing is, this is a 3-man team. All 3 players are so exceptional on this roster. Doge is having a phenomenal game here, but Bearcats, they gotta come back. They gotta force the OT just for me, just for the content and for everybody here, so we can see it all come down to the wire.
Yeah, we just want to see a close one here in this Game 7. And the series has already provided so many close moments, so many clutch moments. And now the Bearcats got to find the way to attack here. It's Hoop Cup. He's going to force 2 out there. The ball cleared back into their end. Now this one pops up high. It's Ragtag Barrel. He's been clutch in Game 7 already. Can he find something here? The ball is up. It's Hoop looking for something there, but can't quite find it. The ball floats up high again. Doge going to get that touch as the ball ricochets off the corner. Another jump here is Pineapples. No boost for 2 players on the backboard. Flip thought about going for this one. It's high off the backboard. Is there a read from Hoop Cup? He's trying to find something insane, but he can't quite find it, as this one is still staying in there. A great pass out, but it's blocked away. A massive save. That was a good connection from the Bearcats, but the Pineapples, their defense snips it out now, as this one, Flip, he's going to take control, taking it up, going underneath, trying to find the dunk, but can't quite do it here, as the Bearcats had their opportunities. A fake coming through, trying to pop it up. Ragtag is going to send it up high here, as we've got 2 minutes remaining here in this one. Aventus, the Bearcats, they are pushing to try to tie this up.
Yeah, with the midfield presence has been there for the Pineapples. They've been able to commit every single step of the way, not allowing them to break out of their half. Still, the Bearcats only have 1 shot to the name and trying to make it 2, but once again, the midfield line flashes with a potential shot. Double commit comes through. Winter, you gotta get a touch, and he's able to get a bump instead. Flip having to play that one to the corner. Pineapples still ahead, 1:30 remaining, but Bearcats not out of it yet, looking for the shot, but it's gonna be blocked once again in the midfield by this Pineapples roster, and the Pineapples do not want to let anything get close to their net.
Final opportunities here for the Bearcats. Only 75 seconds remain in this game, possibly in their season, as this one, Pineapples stalling it out there, trying to put a dagger in here. The Bearcats, they only need to find 1 though. So now, a minute remaining, double commit force, shot attempt coming through, denied away here by the Bearcats. They need to break out though. Hoop is trying to get back to it. Flash off the corner. Ball has to be saved away by Winter. Clutch touch to the corner, but the Pineapples, they're stalling out the time here. They're starving the boost here. They're trying to make something happen, but Ragtag off the backboard. What does he have for us? He finds a dunk there, but it's blocked away. A great touch on the backboard here by the Pineapples as they look to control again. Flashy's gonna find that touch. Bearcats, a little bit of a double commit there. They're panicking, trying to make something happen. They know this season is on the line here. This series on the line. A first ever grand finals berth on the line, and they want it all. There's a shot. It's going to be parried away there. Final opportunity here. This one off the corner, bouncing up, flip. He's going to make a touch. The ball goes up high. The Bearcats have to race back. It's just Ragtag Bear against the world. And Flashy, he wants to end it there, but no, it's not going to go on target as this one's sent back. The Bearcats, can they find a 0-second miracle? The ball up to the ground. No, it's going to stay up. It's floating. Do they have an opportunity? The ball's still there. The shot. No. It's denied away at the last second. The Pineapples, they deny it, and they are going to the grand finals.
Oh my god, I saw the triple commit coming out from the Pineapples at 0 seconds. I saw Bearcats with the shot opportunity, but Doge was there with the dagger in hand. He was able to keep the Pineapples alive, keep their season alive, get them to win a Game 7 victory, and he had an absolutely beautiful Game 7 as well. This Bearcats roster was so close they could taste it, but unfortunately was just ripped away from them.
Wow. I mean, what a series Ventus right there between these two teams. It came down to the very last shot there, and the Pineapples denied it away with some defense. They dominated the Game 7 in pressure and locked it down when it mattered the most. And unfortunately, from a great season for the Bearcats, I mean, you got to give them props. Ventus, some underdogs here, pushed two teams to the brink here, one to win away from the grand finals, and just couldn't quite finish it off.
Yeah, and man, I think it was really the step up from Doge in that Game 7. It looked like all hope was lost. It looked like the tie was going to come through. Flashies and Flip had both a really good Game 6, but it was really Doge in the midfield stepping it up big time. He was able to shut them down at every single turn, and even with some great pop-off plays from Winter and Ragtag, it just was not enough for them to be able to secure their ticket to the grand finals. They played absolutely phenomenally, took them all the way to the wire, but unfortunately, the trend rewrites itself. Pineapples were able to take game number 7, and they are going to look, you know, it's the winner between Gravelords. I assume it's kind of Gravelords, but, you know, it's going to be such a close series between the Gravelords there and the Whiteout. I think that the biggest reason, I think Mayo's not going to be there, so I'm not really sure what that's going to look like with the Gravelords. But the Pineapples might be getting their wish. They've been talking to me, Flashies and Flip, talking about how they want to face the Gravelords in the grand finals, try to break their undefeated record, try to break their perfect season, and they get their wish. They got to play better, though. I think this was a little bit of a lackluster game overall. I think they made too many mistakes, and I think that if they want to take down the Gravelords, they need to come out strong in the next series.
Yeah, they will. And I mean, a Game 7 victory to send yourself to the grand finals. That is what everyone loves to see here, as they are going to take it. And it's going to send us to our second Game 7 of the night. And now we are going to be heading to our third series of the night as we find our first Titan League action of the semifinals. It's going to be another great one, so make sure you guys stick around. We are going to be heading to that one in just a minute here. We got Phoenix taking on Dragons, two of the top teams in the Titan League, going head to head. So make sure you guys stick around, and we'll see you guys in a few minutes.
Can't let you go now. Making it so hard. You got to know now. Ooh, taking it too far. Nothing to hold now. I'm falling apart. Out in the cold now. Breathing underwater. Breathing underwater now. I can't let go.
play. He puts it in. 0 seconds remaining. He seems to be playing hard for it. Oh my goodness. What is this?
Doesn't get the touch he's looking for. Kato, Scott the giant. Oh, he gets the flick and he gets it through. There's Heck. He's gonna get the shot. He's gonna put it in. Back to back. On the backward. Can he find the touch? He's gonna put the shot on the end.
High off the backboard here. Opportunity. Pick up the shot.
This series, hold on. Surely this can. Oh my
Go
lord!
with the shot. It's gonna go in.
Oh, Palpatine on the goal line. He did nearly over. Sweep. It comes through. The Venom, the improbable, the impossible, the 4-time champions. Alrighty, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back after that crazy last series. We've had 2 Game 7s already, coming down to the very final seconds here. I'm Rockman back in the booth, joined by Chunk Light. Chunk, how are you doing?
I'm doing great tonight. I'm excited to see how these next 2 will go. I'm curious to see if we'll have any more Game 7s. All these matches in the semis have just been so close tonight. Everyone playing their hardest and trying to compete.
Yeah, they really are. It's been a hard-fought battle for everyone involved here, and we expect that to continue as we're here to the Titan League for Phoenix versus Dragons. And Chunk, what can you tell us about these 2 teams in the Titan League semifinals?
Dragons had that hot start at the beginning of the season. They kind of fizzled out. I don't know if Titan got better, if they had an easy early on schedule, but they had an explosive start, kind of settled down. And then on the other hand, you have an expansion team, I believe, in Phoenix. I think they're part of the first expansion, if I'm correct. They had to get players in an expansion draft, but after that, they've done fine. They've made great moves. They've been a pretty good team, and they have made it here in the semifinals, which may come to a shocker as some, but I think they had all of the momentum for them going on into this.
Yeah, no, I agree with you, Chunk. I mean, when we had the expansion draft, expanding the Titan League to 16 teams once more, you thought maybe some of those expansion teams might struggle, but some have risen up here. And now as we look towards a semifinal matchup here, we're going to have to see if Phoenix can rise again here, or if these Dragons to make it happen here, as we're going to get things underway here for our Game 1 of this semifinal series. We got Phoenix in the yellow tonight with Dimitri, Nezetic, and then Chef, and then the Dragons with Bluey, Vulcan, and Sean trying to make things happen here. And Chunk, anyone you're looking out for here on either of these 2 teams to step up big? Obviously, long series, best of 7, a lot of time for someone to step up, but who do you want to see step up big in this one?
We kind of know how Vulcan and Bluey play together, but as we see a quick goal here scored, just kind of an almost save, or a big save by Sean, but not able to fall back onto it here early. But I was kind of looking for Sean K to step up. He's a really hyped player. I know there's 2 different Seans, and people have got him confused, but he has shown to be a really good, solid third man, but low MMR here for Dragons. I'm curious to see how he'll play today. And then on the other side, I'm also kind of looking at that low saw and Nezetic, and curious to see how he will be playing, but he is on the board already with that early goal we just saw.
Yeah, no, I mean, it is going to be all eyes on that third man for both these teams. We know the Bluey Vulcan combo has been famous for seasons in Nemesis. And then you have Dimitri and Chef, who have been absolutely dynamic for a while as well. So they're trying to find a double tap there, going to be denied away. But it is going to be the Phoenix starting out with the first goal here. As this one blocked off into the corner here. Going to be sent up across in the net. Dimitri is going to find that touch, able to push it off to the side. Dimitri again dropping this one down. Bluey up in the midfield. The Vulcan, big miss comes through. Bluey is going to try to get back to that one. A little bit awkward here in the Titan League. And both these teams trying to feel each other out in this game number 1. Chef, he's going to take to the air now, looking to send this one down towards midfield, trying to find a pinch, but Bluey is going to send it out here. And early on here, Chunk, we saw Phoenix with that early goal the Dragons a couple of good opportunities, but they continue to get denied away.
Yeah, we've kind of seen Dragons be able to put Phoenix in awkward positions, but so far they've been able to riddle their way out of what Dragons have been cooking on their offense. But Phoenix need to find some offense of their own here. They've kind of had these counterattacks that haven't really really done too much besides make a couple panics from Dragons, but so far nothing has been coming for either one of these teams here.
Yeah, as Dragons trying to maybe take a pot shot towards net. Chef is going to race back for it. Going to block that one off to the side of this one. Shot towards net. Is it on target? It is. Dimitri is going to snipe it from the midfield, and the Phoenix find their second.
Yeah, just a great beat by Dimitri. Sean just a little too late to that ball. It goes right off the post and in, which is a little scary, but if it goes in and it spans the lead, it is great here for Phoenix.
Yeah, it is a huge start here. This Phoenix team, one of the hottest teams in Nemesis towards the end of the season, you know, picking up this roster to make it work. You know, they really just put the pedal to the metal there and were really hot at the end of the regular season. Now, trying to continue it on here in this game number 1 against a Dragons team that is searching for a grand finals appearance. And, you know, they've been around for many Nemesis seasons, but just can't quite get over the hump to get to that grand finals. But we have to see if it's going to be this time here, as this one is blocked off to the side. This one's sent over towards the net, and Phoenix trying to clear this one out here, but it looks like we may have a little bit of technical difficulties from Dimitri there, as we're going to have to pause this one up here for a second, figure out what's going on with that one. But so it looks like some sort of disconnection there, Chunk, on the side of Dimitri there. And we're going to have to see what's going on with that one. But, I mean, so far, Phoenix had the early lead on this one here, Chunk. And, you know, a 2-0 lead, still a minute 20 remaining in the game.
Yeah, so far they were playing with a a little 2v3 there for quite a little bit, but their defense able to stand strong. Just a little Wi-Fi connection issues to the lobby, but Dimitri we did see him before that, be able to find that big beat over middle to get that goal that spans their lead. And Dragons have not found a lot of success. They've just been kind of trying to make something happen, but so far they've been stymied in game 1, and maybe they need to try something different. But I would say, I said earlier on in the first round, first game, normally when you feel out your opponents, but in the second round, you're kind of coming off a game you played last week in the first round. You should kind of be warmed up. You should still maybe scout your opponents, but you should still be trying to play your game.
Yeah, should be trying to play the game here, and we're gonna get this one reset here, and we will set this one back up here in just a second for these two teams. Yeah, Chuck, obviously a little bit of an unprecedented moment right there, as we're gonna reset this one off to the kickoff here and play it with 140 remaining in the game. So we'll continue on from here, but obviously a little bit of an unprecedented situation, and both these teams gonna have to try to battle through it. But we love the match admin regardless.
Yeah, match admin is so handy, especially when things go wrong with the servers. People DC, someone may disconnect mid-server. We didn't see a full DC, but it kind of helps with those situations so much, and we are indeed glad that we have that opportunity here as Dimitri. Big opportunity here as everything seems to settle back down.
Yeah, things have settled back down, and a little bit more time for Dragon to find a crazy shot there, but not quite going to go on target here. This one pushed out, so things all good on both sides for the moment, but Dragons got to be the ones to put on the pressure here as they find themselves down 2-0 here with a minute remaining. As this ball popped up, Shep is looking for the bump. He's going to find it. The ball dropping down. It's going towards the net there. Trying to turn it in, but Dimitri can't quite put it on target there. As Phoenix still going to hold on their lead. We're trying to get a third one there, but couldn't quite find it. This one off the ceiling. Can be blocked off, 50'd out. Chef pushing this one up, trying to find another one, but not quite gonna put it on target there. This one sent to Pi Sean, setting it down, looking for Bluey. Vulcan gonna fake that one out, but it's gonna be hit back. Shot towards the net, top bins. What a great save comes through as the final seconds of this one. Dragons need to find a goal with some time on the clock here. Otherwise, Phoenix gonna come through with a big game 1 victory. His demos raining across the pitch here. This one popped up high. Bluey, he sends it down, but Nezetic gonna find that block. That one towards the net. Sean couldn't quite get on target. This one floated up in the midfield, dropped down, and that is gonna do it here. Chunk Phoenix gonna come through with a game 1 win.
Yeah, Phoenix starting off hot. Despite what they, despite with connectivity issues, they looked like a phenomenal team. Just kind of capitalizing on a little mistakes, a little bit of slowness we saw from Dragons. Curious to see if it is a repeatable strategy for winning or if it was a one-off game, but we saw incredible plays from everyone really on Phoenix. Everyone really getting involved. Everyone had some sort of participation on offense and all had a save as well. So curious to see if they can keep that up.
Yeah, we will see. I mean, they obviously, like we mentioned, a strong team from the regular season, getting that 2 seed. The Dragons not too far behind in that 3 seed there. And these guys have had a lot of success here, Chunk, in the regular season, but now it's the playoff time. You got to come up clutch for your team. And what do you want to see as we head into this game number 2 from this Dragons team to try to bring it back, try to channel some of that regular season energy, try to tie the series up?
We know we've seen some crazy passing plays from Titan, and they're kind of known for being really good at passing plays. I kind of want to see some teamwork here from Dragons to kind of change it up as we see a big goal come within the first 6 seconds. Big kickoff from Sean, gets it over 1, gets a nice 50, and Bluey able to clean it up, really catching this Phoenix team off guard with such a quick goal.
Yeah, big one right there, and Dragons held scoreless in that game number 1, but to start off the scoring in game number 2 is exactly what the doctor ordered here. So they look to battle back in this series. Bluey send this one off into the corner. The ball's going to pop up high. Vulcan looking for the shot towards the net. Going to be saved away by Chef. This one again, pinched up off the ceiling. Dimitri. Going to find one here. Bluey dropping it down to Vulcan. The dynamic duo is denied by Dimitri as he saves that one away from the goal line there. A great save off the passing play. And now it's Nezetic sending this one towards net. Chef, he's looking for the bump, and he finds him on the goal line. What a bump.
Yeah, phenomenal play. Dimitri gets a little pop-up 50 to Nezetic. Just needed to shoot it on neck. May have looked like Chef was going for redirect. That's what I thought, but gets an incredible bump on that last man and was able to tie up this game.
Yeah, that was a massive bump there. Able to put that one on target, find the bump, and set it up there. As now it looks like Dragons may have completely overcommitted here. Dimitri is trying to stay with it, trying to push it towards the midfield, but not quite able to do so as Bluey taking it out. Gonna find a flip reset, trying to find another. Setting that one down. Vulcan is looking for that one, but Nezetic on the goal line, gonna make a nice save. This one popped up high. Shep is lurking in the midfield, but cut off by the Dragons defense. Sean can't quite get to that one. This one popped over the top of one. Off the corner. Chef looking to take control, avoiding that demo. This one's popped up. He's going to take this one up in the air. Flip. Does he have it? Yes, he does. Throwing it down. And Dimitri is throwing it in.
Yeah, Dimitri set up that play phenomenally. We see 2 players just spawn confused, all due to Dimitri, who then comes back on offense and finishes the great pass from Chef. Dimitri, I would say, credited almost all for that, but a great pass from Chef.
Yeah, I mean, that was just massive right there. And what else would you expect from this guy right here? He's been around in Nemesis for quite some time, on and off there, and he knows how to step up for sure. Would have put that one in the back of the net, or passed that one towards his teammate, who decides to slot it in the back of the net. So great performance there from Phoenix. This one now Sent back down. Phoenix holding on to a 1-goal lead, but the Dragons lurking in the midfield. It's Vulcan off the corner. That one can be sent down. Bluey pushing this one towards the net, forcing Chef and Dimitri on the double commit. As Bluey sends it off the sidewall. Not going to find a touch. Is Dimitri there? Is this one sent towards the backboard? Nezetek trying to find another read. He's able to find one. The demo comes through, but Sean K, he's looking to send that one down, but it goes off the post. Another big opportunity there, but couldn't quite put it on target as Chef is looking to take it down. As this one is popped up in the air. Is there anyone there? It's Dimitri who's going to get there first. And now, Chunk, as we pass the halfway point, Dragons getting a couple of opportunities here, but this Phoenix defense is holding down strong right now.
Yeah, almost every attack has been met with a 50, a save, just anything to stop the play. Is a big almost shot from Sean, saved away again from Dimitri. This defense from Phoenix has just been the X factor so far in the first 8 minutes of Rocket League we've had, Rocker Man.
Yeah, that was almost an insane shot, but couldn't quite find its way in. Some good defense, able to lock it down. And despite the kickoff goal, Phoenix have been going hard here and find their third.
Yeah, they're finding their groove right now. A great little solo play over a 0 boost defender for Chef. Able to do it all by himself, making the lead 3-0, and everyone, again, participating for this Phoenix team. Everyone's got a goal so far. This Dimitri will try to get a clear here, but Sean gets it away. Vulcan tries to get a setup here, but he'll be met by Chef. Not getting it as far as they want here for the Dragons. They've been met as Nezetek will get a great double. It's saved away though. Vulcan tries to set something up here for the Dragons, but just met immediately by these Phoenix defenders. Not been able to do anything. Vulcan, maybe a shot. No, Nezetek long clear here as we settle down into this game 3, but Dragons are gonna need to find the goal here.
Yeah, the Dragons need to put the pressure on here. Final 40 seconds of this one. Otherwise, they might find themselves down 2-0 in the series. Trying to put this one back here. Sean gonna take this one to the sidewall here. 30 seconds left. Dropping down Nezetek. Gonna grab the boost. Gonna grab control of this ball here. Gonna get over the top of one, but bumped. Bluey now taking this one up. Nezetek gonna force him to go high. Bluey is going underneath. He's gonna find a 50 up in the midfield. Sean, not quite the angle he's looking for. Vulcan sends it up towards the net, but not quite gonna find it on target. Vulcan again gonna be blocked away. Phoenix parking the bus here right now as Bluey trying to find something nasty. But can't quite put it on target there. And Phoenix are gonna come through with a Game 2 victory here, Chung, and they have looked really solid in pretty much all facets of the game right now.
Yeah, they've been able to shut down every shot that Dragons have had. All 11 of them in this game. Is Nezetek will get one more for the road here. Off of Dimitri to Chef to Nezetek. 3-man passing play, no one home, as they will win this game 4-1 here. And Phoenix have just really shut down any attacks that Dragons have had so far. And they've got to switch something up. Timeout may be called, but we were talking about it before. In Titan, timeouts really aren't called too often. A lot of confidence going on as these series go on. Maybe some adjustments on the fly. Don't really need a full timeout to really change anything up, which is understandable.
Yeah, I mean, these players are very solid and they trust in their mechanics here. Don't really opt to use the tactical timeouts too often, but it is at their disposal here if they want to use it. But looks like the Dragons are opting not to use it here, so they're just going to play on Chunk and not using the timeout. I personally would have used it at this point, being down 0-2, just with the way the games have gone. But how do the Dragons come back in this series? How do you find a Game 3 victory and get yourself a win in the series?
Yeah, this is a crucial game to not have to reverse sweep. last game was as crucial as well, but this one even more so than last. They've got to find a way to make offense really known. We've only seen that kickoff goal, and other than that, everything's shut down. Everything's met. Maybe some sort of different fakes, maybe some demos. We know Vulcan, big demoer, but we haven't really seen too much come out from him in the first 2 games.
Yeah, no, I think that's a great point with the demos, is it's a momentary 3-on-1 there, but Chef is going to pop it up. Dragon's not quite ready to follow it. And yeah, that's a big part about these Dragons that make them so good, is a little pre-flip coming down. Can't quite put it on target as Chef just trying to push that one back the other way. For the Dragons, they've really just got to make the most of these opportunities when they are presented to them, because Phoenix have been really solid on the defensive end, as this one is up, going to be blocked off the backboard. But here is an opportunity, and Dimitri is denying it away there. And it seems like, Chunk, every time these opportunities come through, this Phoenix defense is just making insane plays.
Yeah, the opportunities have looked so good, but Phoenix been able to keep reserves on boost, keep someone back there at all times to really give them an opportunity to save it. And every single time so far, it's worked for Phoenix. It seems like they've just been getting comfortable on defense, and Dragons got to find something to really take them out of their comfort zone here.
They're going to have to, because right now Phoenix are feeling very comfortable. They've got a couple of great players. You know, references, here is an opportunity finally, and Dragons are going to convert here and take the lead.
Yeah, it just looked like a little bit of panic. Nezetic doesn't get the greatest of touch. Dimitri just hits it. Since it was going on target, gets the save, but it goes to a Sean K, who's exactly in the middle, kind of waiting, kind of following up his teammates. Great floater over middle, and is able to find a big goal here for the Dragons.
Yeah, that one a massive one for some momentum here. The Dragons are looking for more. It's Bluey who's going to send it down, and the Dragons are starting to get cooking.
Yeah, Chef not able to find the touch, and no one home after the hit from Vulcan. Bluey, all he has to do is put it on target with a decent amount of power, and he is able to do so, which is what you expect from this dynamic duo, them to connect. And they were kind of shut down those first 2 games, but we see them coming to life.
Yeah, they really are coming to life here, and we talked about it, the 2 dynamic duos. We've seen Blue and Vulcan team so many times, but this duo right here between Dimitri and Chef, they actually have teamed a couple of times in Nemesis before, maybe most notably in Season 10 when they were on the Bananas, making a run to the Grand Finals, only to lose in game number 7 to that Venganza squad that was so solid there, able to take that one and take the victory here. So it's really these dynamic duos, and there is that duo that we all know and love. It's Vulcan, it's Bluey, making magic happen.
Yeah, Bluey, big flip reset over Dimitri, also getting in his way, and Chef not expecting the amount of disruption that happened on his goal line and not able to save it. As Dragons have found more goals here in this game than they had in the first 2 combined.
Yeah, they are really starting to turn it up a little bit. Didn't even need the timeout to make it happen either, as they find 3 goals here in this game number 3. Looking to extend this series a little bit longer. Don't get put on match point just yet. This one off the wall, Bluey. Off the corner, can't quite find another one. Vulcan diving in. This one sent up high for Chef, who's sending this one to the backboard. Ball is up there for Dimitri, who's looking for it, but a great save. Bluey, who's waiting on the backboard to deny that one away. Now finds itself in the Dragons' corner. 50 comes through. Another 50 comes through. This one blocked off to the side now, and Phoenix looking to make something happen. Dimitri didn't quite get that boost pickup, but he might not need it. He's going to find that flip reset off the backboard follow-up attempt. Bluey is in the way. Sean K trying to get in the way of that one, as looking to take this one slow, forcing Dragons off the backboard, looking for the pass, but not quite going to find a good idea for the Dragons. Holding strong on the defensive end here, Chunk, and looking to take this game number 3.
Yeah, we've seen kind of an opposite for what we've seen in the first 2 games. It's really been Phoenix who have had to try to come up with the offensive saves, as we just see Dragons be able to shut down anything they've had so far, as Bluey has 7 saves by himself so far in this game, Rocker Man.
Yeah, that guy, he does wonders here. Oh my goodness, Sean K. Show up, young fella.
Yeah, big play here from Bluey, who will get his 3rd assist on the game, right to Sean K. Gets it right around the 2 defenders in net, and will find his 2nd goal in the game and the 3rd goal in the series.
Wow, that was just an amazing goal there from Sean. Able to put that one in the back of the net, extending the lead a little bit more, and all but securing a Dragons Game 3 victory. This one blocked off to the side. Nemesis gonna find that 50. Phoenix need a miracle, maybe just trying to find some momentum for the next game here. This one off the backboard, Vulcan. And let Dimitri go on this one. The flip reset comes, but Sean is gonna meet him there. This one off the backboard, dropping down in front of the net. Dragon's gonna clear it away, but as the time ticks down, the victory is imminent here for the Dragons. They are gonna come through. No timeout necessary. They're gonna come through here, Chunk. Take this Game 3 victory, and now we've most certainly got ourselves a series.
Yeah, it looked like they were dire for offense in the first 2 games, only scoring 1, but they come out, have themselves a game, score 4 in this game alone, find themselves with great saves, being able to find answers to really anything that this this Phoenix squad tried to find here.
Yeah, no, they really shut them down, and there was nothing to find at all, really, in that game. And now as we look into this game number 4 here, the Dragons can tie this series up with another win. And obviously you mentioned the Bluey masterclass there, almost 1,000 points in that last game is crazy. And now as we look towards game number 4, another crucial one here, Chung. You know, the Dragons, they had it in that game number 4, but the big question that we all want to know the answer to is it repeatable in game 4?
Yeah, it kind of looked like they made themselves have great opportunities. Are they going to be able to find the same ones, or are Phoenix going to kind of catch on to how they're able to do it, as the really big question as we go on into this game number 4.
Yeah, crucial one here for both teams. Phoenix looking to put themselves 1 win away from a grand finals appearance, and the Dragons looking to put themselves in a tied series and try to bring this one back. As Bluey now send this one off the side, looking to stay with the ball, going towards midfield. He popped up high as Chef sends that away. Vulcan gonna throw this one high off the ceiling. Chef gonna push this one back down in the Dragons' end here. Bluey off the sidewall, but Dimitri is there waiting off the backboard, trying to find that touch, but Chef is out there lurking, and he is sniping.
Yeah, Chef really in the midfield, ready for this big, just 50 coming off the net. Not even a 50, just a missed touch coming from Vulcan, trying to get it away. But like I was saying, Chef ready in the midfield, able to strike first for Phoenix.
Chef ready there as always. He's going to find the back of the net here. This Phoenix squad trying to find Morris. Dimitri, Tom Binns is going to send it in.
Yeah, it looked like he kind of split their defense here, Sean, trying to get something. Passes it right in no man's land, right in between the triangle of all 3 players. And Dimitri, you cannot allow a player of his caliber to have so much space and time to put the ball on anywhere in the net, and he put it right over the top.
Placement makes perfect here as Vulcan is shooting here, and Shunk, we're just having a goal fest here in this game.
Yeah, people finding answers, getting great passes. Really good bump there from Bluey, getting Dimitri out of the play, able to find a great pass though for Vulcan, and Sean credited with the assist.
Love to see if that offense can continue here. It's been very strong in the first minute. 3 goals combined between these 2 teams. This one off the ceiling, looking for that block there. Sean is blocked off by Bluey, trying to put it around Nemesis. But instead, it's going to be Dimitri who sent this one down. Is trying to go off the ceiling there, but Sean is going to take some control there. Able to push this one down. Nemesis diving in, a big 50 by 2. Can he put it by the last? Bluey with a heroic save, but can he get another? No, he cannot. It's Chef with the placement, and Phoenix go back up by 2.
Yeah, the placement has been phenomenal by Phoenix. You may save away their first shot, but you will not have the reserves to save their second shot as Bluey. Really impressive save on the first one, but Chef putting it around him to get the follow-up.
Yeah, and that was perfectly placed, and Louis had to think about where that ball was going to be placed. And just couldn't quite get back to the second one there, but Phoenix, again, putting on their offensive ways here. Back to what we saw in game 1 and game number 2. This one pops up high. Going to the ceiling is Chef. Looking to push that one down. Going to find a big pop towards a teammate, but not quite on target. Is Vulcan now with an opportunity. Dimitri is racing up behind him. He's going to bump him, but he still has the flip. He can't quite put it on target, though. And Sean is now going to take some control for the Dragons. This one's sent back down off the wall. And be pushed out by Bluey. He's trying to find a block there, Sean. Over the top, Bluey trying to find a pass out to Vulcan. Vulcan diving in. He's going to find the 50 to keep it around there. Bluey's going to be bumped out by Chef. His demo attempts coming in that corner. Sean going to find one. He's going to pop it by him. And he's going to find a second there. This Dragon maybe a counterattack opportunity. But Nemesis going to snuff out the slow attack here as we pass the halfway point in this game number 4 here, Chunk. Phoenix still up by 2. And the Dragons need to look to find some more offense.
Yeah, it seems like Phoenix has been all over the attacks of Dragons again. What we saw from the first 2 games, just kind of miscues from Dragons. We see them going for those demos and bumps, which has been more successful for what their offense has. A big pinch could be dangerous, but clear it away. But Dragons have not found a whole lot of success, and you've got to have at least some success because they have not shown any ability to have great saves here on defenses. They've allowed 3 in this game, and that is not a winning record if you cannot get any of your own.
Yeah, no, it does not look to be too successful thus far as we're down to minute 30 now in this one. And the Dragons gotta find a way to break out to avoid being put on match point here. This one popping towards the net. Dimitri gonna take some control, gonna get it by 1, looking to find a 50. As Bluey to Vulcan, a little too hard on the pass there. Vulcan not quite able to get to that one as Chef is pre-jumping off the ceiling. Is he ready for it? He's gonna stuff it in the ceiling, but Sean up to Bluey now. Sean again with that 50. It's up in the midfield, and Vulcan comes through with a big dunk off the pass.
Yeah, Sean has played it very well, really being the catalyst for the offense. Able to find a big pass there off the wall, and Vulcan able to finish it, getting his second goal and putting it within reach here for Dragons.
Yeah, now big opportunity for the Dragons to find something here. As this one popped up high, double commit comes through from Phoenix. Can the Dragons capitalize on this one? Bluey in the midfield, looking for something off the corner, off the wall, looking for a teammate Vulcan. He's going to pop it up. Nezetik and Chef both go. Big opportunity, a lot of boost. Bluey, is this one falling down? It is, but great read on the backboard as Phoenix are able to clear it out now. Final 30 seconds here for the Dragons. Fake come through from Dimitri. He doesn't have a lot of boost. He's just wasting away the time. But now it's going to allow the Dragons to escape here. Bluey sends it up, trying to get to this one. Bluey sends it in. Top ins. They can't get to it. And this game is tied.
Yeah, we had a lurking Chef on the wall, not able to get the save as Bluey puts it right by at the last, and Nezetik as well. Really good shot to get it by 2 defenders who look like they're inches away from making saves on it, but we've got ourselves an equal game.
Equal game now. The Dragons coming battling back in the final minute here. As Sean and company trying to steal this game away after it seemed like Phoenix had so much, but Phoenix on the attack. It's 2 on 1, and Chef, he's gonna put it in the back of the net. The Phoenix, they come through with 3 seconds remaining.
Yeah, Dimitri, a great double. Vulcan not expecting it. Chef there for the pass right over a resourceless Bluey. Not a whole lot of boost at home, but this game is far from over. They've got to play defense here off this kickoff for Phoenix.
Yeah, one last opportunity for the Dragons. Dimitri, he can't find the touch. This ball's still going to be popped up. 2 attackers there going for that one. Vulcan, can he keep this ball alive? He cannot. It is going to touch the ground, and Phoenix, with that last second goal, they steal back this game and are 1 win away from the grand finals.
Yeah, Dimitri and Chef has been the more successful duo here, especially with that big big goal to put away the game and put it to a 3-1 lead, which are very, very hard to come back from. So Dragons gonna have to find a way to win 3 in a row here, which with how they've played, they've got that big comeback game, but they're gonna need to find 3 in a row. They're gonna need to find this win here and then be able to continue with the momentum they get.
Yeah, that seemed like a game that wasn't quite a must-win, but it was as pretty close to a must-win as you can get with how Phoenix have been playing. And now, as we dive into this game number 5, the Dragons gotta try to pull a 3-1 comeback. Otherwise, it'll be Phoenix heading to the grand finals. Bluey is gonna block that one away early. It's 1-on-1 Vulcan versus Nemesis, but we got Chef racing back, and he's gonna steal that one away. A little bit too slow on the counterattack there. This one back out in the midfield. Chef gonna bang that one off the wall. Vulcan gonna find that touch. Dimitri is there. Sean gonna help him out here, and this one sent high off the backboard. It's just Sean. He's gonna get bumped once, and Chef hits that one top bar, but it doesn't go in. That one could have been a huge momentum killer right there, but instead now it's Vulcan taking up. Phoenix are just jumping from behind, trying to cut them out in the air at all costs there. Chunk, but a close opportunity. The Dragons are counting their lucky stars that the post has been kind, as Bluey makes another great save.
Yeah, Bluey has made some incredible saves in awkward position, but this Phoenix attack just continues. They've not been able to get out of their own end, as Bluey will find the way to get it out of their end, but cleared away. We've seen the incredible defense come from both sides, but Phoenix's defense has really been more successful in the last games. As Dimitri will get a great shot off a great little pop-up from Chef here. And just players on the same page, putting perfect placement on it again. What we've seen all series from Phoenix, and they have looked like themselves coming into this game.
Yeah, they really have, and what a play right there is Vulcan. He's starting to try to find those demos we asked about earlier on there. The Chef getting a little mechanical on the wall there. This one popped up high. Dimitri is going to find that block. Does a tick. Pushing this one away for a moment. Vulcan, flip reset. Going to pop that one up. Bluey off the backboard, but great backboard defense to clear that one away. Deshaun is back here, and now Dragons really got to find something here. They avoided giving up the goal for a while there, but now gave up the first one here. Double commit comes through. Sean gonna send this one up high. Bluey opting to try to find that one off the wall there, trying to preserve the boost if he can, as this one's out in the midfield. Chef sends it back down. Dimitri is gonna be the first one to it. Gonna fake it out. Double tap attempt there. Nemesis shooting. This one pops up high. Bluey to the air, but Dimitri is already ready for it. And it seems like, Chunk, anytime these Dragons players are trying to jump, Phoenix is already there, just right on top of them.
Yeah, the Dragons are just being caught out of the sky from these attacks, as Vulcan will find an equalizer here, though. We've seen such high defense on the air attacks, but the ground one, a great post-off bounce here from Vulcan, off the post-off pass as well, as Dragons hit the post twice, but they find the goal to equalize it here.
Yeah, it may have hit the post, but they do find the back of the net there, as that one got a little bit awkward as well. But it just shot right down, and a big mistake from Dragons. Just let Phoenix take control of this ball.
Yeah, looks like maybe a call-off. Deshaun just turned away from the ball. Dimitri and Chef able to connect right over no defenders in that Dragons net. A miscue here could spell the end of the Dragon season if they are not able to find another goal.
Yeah, and that was a tough one. Yeah, it did look like Sean was trying to get up there to help to that ball, but wasn't quite able to get there in time, and then realized it, tried to back up, but Wasn't quite able to recover in time, and now the Dragons again find themselves down by 1. 2 minutes remaining. They need to find something here. This one trickles towards the net. There's a tick. Out of control. 50 comes through. Vulcan taking on this one. 50'd out by Chef. This one flies up high. Bluey got an opportunity for something here. He's staying in the air. Trying to stay low here. Trying to leave it for Sean maybe. This one. It's going to be 50'd out though. Another attack. Cut down by this Phoenix defense. As Nezetik off the backboard trying to find another one. Here comes a shot. It's Chef who is going to be the one to finish it off there. And now it's a 3-1 lead.
Yeah, it's going to be looking desperate for Dragons as Nezetik looked dangerous. Didn't have a whole lot of boost to follow up on the double, but you've got to respect that. And Chef able to clean it up and put them ahead 2 goals with very little time left. If their defense continues to play how they have in the 4 games they've been ahead by 2 goals, then they've got a pretty good chance to win this game.
Yeah, I'd say so here. They've been very solid all series long, looking to close it off and head back to the grand finals as the awkward ball comes through. What a great save from Vulcan, trying to keep his season alive here. So we're down to a minute remaining. 2 goals must be found. This one popped up. It's Dimitri. He's taking control. Flip reset over the top. And it's Chef. Oh my goodness. What a play.
Yeah, the passing plays and teamwork has been on full display here for Phoenix as Chef and Dimitri meet again. Just good players being on the same page is incredible to watch. Great pass there from Dimitri, and Chef will find his 3rd goal to really put a dagger in Dragon's hopes.
Oh, and if that last one wasn't the dagger, this one might be. As Chef sends it in the back of the net there. And the Dragon's selling out, and Chef is just styling on him with the flick. Oh my goodness, that's just diabolical from Chef right there in Phoenix. Now 45 seconds away from a grand finals berth here after being one of the expansion teams here. One of the teams that a couple people said might not even have a chance to win this season, to even compete for any wins in the regular season, but they battled hard. They're finding another one. Dimitri puts it in, and this team continues to shine.
Yeah, just incredible passes. No one there to find an answer for Dragons, and the passing has been what I would really say has separated Phoenix from Dragons in the series.
Yeah, no, it's been... We've seen all the passing plays. It's just been a clinical show from everyone involved on this Phoenix team, and they really put the work in to take this one here. As Dragons trying to find another one here. 15 seconds left, still down by 4. Maybe one for the road there, Chunk, just to feel something.
Yeah, they've got to get, I would say, at least 2 or 3 kickoff goals and then make another quick goal in order to even tie up this game. They've got to orchestrate their kickoffs perfectly to have a chance.
And need a miracle here of all miracle proportions, and they're not going to find it here as this ball is sent back down towards their end, and it is going to be Phoenix. They are heading back to the grand finals.
Yeah, great showing from Phoenix. They played their heart out, and Dragons not able to find an answer, not able to really compete with the offense, I would say, that Phoenix had. And Dragons didn't have a defense to really counter that. And we saw a big showing here for Phoenix, who will, like you said, find their way into that grand final.
Yeah, they will find themselves in the grand final. A big showing from them, back-to-back 4-1s in these semifinals. They have looked dominant in their playoff run so far, and well, we'll have to see if it's going to continue on, as they are most certainly going to be watching this next matchup here, which is going to be another Titan League battle. We have Grandmasters taking on Nebula. Another big one on the docket here, so make sure you guys come back for that one. We are going to send it to that break. Keep things rolling. I'll be back in just a couple minutes for that matchup. We have Grandmasters taking on Nebula. So make sure you guys stick around, and we will see you guys in a little bit.
thinking it out loud. But I love those days when there's no one else around. I can feel your heart close to mine. In the night, my sleep talking about you with me. I could die just thinking about you when you're not with me. All this time, you fill my head and all my daydreams of you. In the night, my sleep talking about you with me. I could die just thinking about you when you're not with me. All this time, you fill my head and all my daydreams of you. Can't get enough of you. Can't get enough of In the night, my sleep talking about you with me. I could die just thinking about you when you're not with me. All this time, you fill my head and all my daydreams of you. In the night, my sleep talking about you with me. I could die just thinking about you when you're not with me. All this time, you fill my head and all my daydreams of you.